Hey,
What's up?
what's up, y'all?
I just now got a notification that we're going live, so I'm pretty sure more people gonna be hitting that notification button. But we have an empty box, okay? So that's one thing that we're gonna go ahead and get to. If y'all haven't noticed, Jay Lee is not here, our fourth founding member of Ooh Ladies First Panel. Jay Lee actually talked to us earlier in the week and decided that she was going to focus on growing her channel. She's been doing big things over there, so I'm not surprised at all. So if y'all haven't, go ahead and check out Jay Lee's official video where she talks about that. But I mean, we all still on YouTube. Ooh, Ladies First Panel still on Thursdays. So I hope that y'all continue to support us, support Jay Lee. And here's just our little throwback of our very first thumbnail from the first Ooh Ladies First Panel episode back in February of 2021. Okay, we done came a long ways. So y'all just continue to show love.
Yeah.
Anything else before we? I just wanted to make sure we go ahead and nip that in the butt, because you know some of the viewers gonna be like, "What's going on?"
Nah, man, it's just doing panels is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of work.
Sure.
And when you also work at a high level on your own channel, it's just a lot to deal with. So from now on, it's just going to be the three of us. We're not adding any extra members. It's
Thank you. Say that.
It's just going to be the three of us, okay? But we do wish Jaylee the best, okay? That doesn't mean we won't work together again eventually, of course. But right now, the panel is just a lot extra on top of what she already got going on. So we just wish her the best.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
If y'all been here from the beginning, let us know in the comments. I see quite a few people saying they've been here from the beginning, and I can't wait for what we have to come. So, before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all are following all of us. Y'all are supporting all of us. Y'all are connected to us. Email us, OohLadiesFirstPanel@gmail.com. We on Twitter. We on Instagram. Bondy at Bondy Blue, Jami ThatsMe, and then of course me, Necey Dixon, because y'all are on my channel today. But some of y'all may have noticed that we got a little poll in the chat. We have a little poll in the chat, not P Valley poll, because my mind is on that. Not P Valley poll, but my mind is on that. So over time, we've been talking a lot about like, should we do a live show? Should we do a meetup? And it's still something where we're like, if we did do a meetup, y'all at least have to let us know what y'all are thinking. We think of New York. We thinking Houston, Atlanta. So y'all make sure y'all are voting in the poll. Can y'all?
You said Houston, Atlanta. Why does it make me think about Drake? Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. Did he say that? I feel like he had a song like that. Okay.
I would like to ask for you guys not to ask about other places. Those are the top 3 places. We are asking about those specifically for a reason. So don't tell us about nowhere else you want us to come. Those are the top 3 in our demographics, okay? So let us know where y'all want us to come.
That is true. We had to do a little bit of research. And that's how we came up with those cities. So...
And listen, eventually, if the first show does well enough, if enough people support the first show, maybe it can be a tour. And if a tour does well, maybe we can do a retreat /
Ooh, that would be lit. That would be lit.
Maybe your city could be on the map.
You know? So, and listen, I see some of y'all talking about Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Some of those places are high in our demographics as well. But the top 3 are the ones we gave you. So we can't wait to see what you guys have to say about that. This is definitely, this could be a real
Atlanta. Okay.
See, this is the comment from me. I will come wherever. Period.
Oh, okay then, Dave. Let me make a note. I said that. What's that, Delia? I need to make a note.
Okay, because it ain't gonna be nothing ring dink. Whatever we do, y'all know we're gonna create a whole vibe. Y'all know that's what list. I do. Okay. Okay.
All right, man. That would be a whole experience. Like, it'd be lit because we'll actually have conversations with people's faces and not just the people in the chat.
Right.
So,
for sure.
I can't wait for that. But y'all, It's been a super duper long week. I almost forgot for a second. We had another successful interview this past Sunday. Or Sunday for the members, Monday for everybody else. It was over on Jay Lee's channel. And we talked to Stormy from Love and Marriage Huntsville. We got to know her a little bit better. She talked about business. She talked about what we can expect from the season. And it seems like there's more tea. Like, I felt like we already saw the second half of the season, but apparently not. What did y'all think about the conversation with Stormy? She was so sweet.
She was. She was like really sweet.
I like her.
Very open and honest.
Yes. For me, like, especially obviously, like, I don't know, I just feel some type of connection. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? For me. And I'm just saying, like, in the way that we, you know, the things we talked about and her dealing with depression. And yeah, I really didn't want to talk about my friend. I really didn't want to talk about my friend when we were doing that.
It was very soon though, so
it had just happened. And, you know, she's in Huntsville. The funeral was in Huntsville, and she was talking about dealing with depression and being suicidal. And, you know, it kind of took me over the edge a little bit, but the interview was it was amazing. So I definitely, I think it's a good one. I think it's one for the books. So y'all make sure y'all go to Jay Lee's channel and check out that interview.
Yeah, for sure. I thought it was really good. I feel like with Stormy, it's like one of those things where it's like, literally don't judge a book by its cover. So when she came onto the show, everybody had these thoughts about her. But when you got to see her on her lives, and if you didn't, you got to see her in this interview, she really just like your everyday person, down to earth. And what I love the most is with how much success she's had with her business, being like a multimillionaire, for real. She's still down to earth, like willing to talk to you and let you know how to get in the same game. You know, a lot of people, when they get that high, they be trying to hog information. But that's not, like, she wants to give you the information. And I went to Target, y'all. I was looking for her oil. I finally saw that her products was in the store, but they didn't have no more oil, girl. So obviously that oil is hot. Well, I'm gonna have to get me some of that.
That's what I need. Shoot.
All right.
I need that oil. But all right, y'all. That being said, I think it's time that we get into some mess. But before we get into a mess, since y'all are already in the room, go ahead, like the video. All right. So this whole week, I've been hearing people talk about McDonald's. Should the boyfriend buy food or baby daddy buy food for all 4 kids, even though he only got 1 of the kids? But I haven't seen a video yet. I heard about it. I wanted to wait until we all got together for me to see the video. So let me go ahead and play a little bit of the video. It's a long video. I'm going to play a little bit of it. Y'all let me know afterwards. What would you do?
Baby daddy come here with 1 meal for my child. But I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring 1 thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like, that's bogus as hell. Like, you're not gonna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing 1 child something to eat. Look, there you go. And I bet you he only got 1 thing in there. I bet you he don't even.
You see what he pulled up in? Why are you expecting some McDonald's for the rest of the kids?
So people can
girl, good night.
It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just 1 burger? 1 burger, 1 fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
What about your other kids?
Okay, but them your kids' siblings though.
What are you talking about?
Them your kids' siblings though. So my other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed them?
You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7th.
So they don't eat to the 7th?
But if you're trying to help out though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son.
How are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings? Them are his siblings though.
It sounds
They
like
don't
she
have
about
the
to
same
laugh.
You had them other kids. Them your responsibility.
Them is his siblings.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring
Okay, yeah.
Raw.
And I was gonna say he. Oh, thanks, Scotty. I see Scotty in the chat.
Hey, Scotty.
What's up,
Thank you for the
Scotty?
super chat, Scotty. That was so sweet. Okay. But based on this whole situation, I had to get me a blanket. I'm freezing. What do y'all think about the situation? I feel like earlier in the week, I ain't gonna lie, I told y'all I ain't seen the video until today, but I definitely saw people's opinions. Earlier in the week, I felt like the opinion was he should have bought the kids food, right? Then as the week went on, people was just like, okay, but he shouldn't have, because that's his one kid. That's on you if you want to go have all these kids. And yes, Kenya Nash, I have been hearing that it was fake and that the girl does kids. But regardless, y'all know how social media like to do. Half the shit y'all see is fake. We're going to have a discussion about it. So in y'all's opinion, what do y'all think? Was he wrong? Should he have bought the kids food or what?
Right. So let's say this is real, even though I did say in one of my videos that I felt it was giving prank. And she sounded like she was for the laugh just now, but let's say this is real. I feel like he don't owe her children anything. I just don't. Like, he's there to focus on his kids. He want to get, like, I don't like stuff like that. I really don't. Like, why are you badgering this man when these other 3 children have dads? Like, where are their dads? Like, why you couldn't call them to say, hey, I need to get your kids something to eat, send me some money? And you probably could have gave that money to him for him to grab some food, or you could have ran out and got their food as well. And then you want to put it off on your food stamp saying you're not going to get, first she said they weren't going to get there to the 7th. Then she turned around and said they're not going to get there to the 11th. So it's giving that you don't even know when your food stamps coming, and you do not know how to manage your food stamps nor your money. For me, everybody different. For me, I just don't think it makes any logical sense for this man to be held responsible for other men's children. I just don't. And I feel like, okay, maybe if you're a family member or you live in the home or you're a sibling, and it's like, how your parents used to say, you can't go nowhere unless you take your siblings. Don't you bring that in this house unless your siblings get something. Okay, cool. But why they got to apply to this man that's not in your house? And I would go into the other part, but I feel like you're going to play her video so we can get into her details. But I just didn't like what she said in her video either, because it wasn't adding up for me. But I feel like you don't owe her F them kids.
I feel like so much is wrong here. First of all, why are your kids eating McDonald's every day? That's sad. It's 2022. Haven't they told you that's not healthy? Someone should call CPS at the point if children are waiting until you get the food stamps to eat. Someone call CPS. She's not doing what she's supposed to do. Someone call the cops. And as far as him, like, I think that the situation is that people feel like, dude, if you can afford to get for your kid, it's McDonald's. And I said the same thing, nigga. You couldn't get a 12-piece nugget and had them little motherfuckers split them nuggets and some fries and shit, nigga. You ain't had $5. You ain't had $10, nigga. But at the end of the day, she ain't shit and she fucked the ain't shit nigga, and he ain't shit and fucked the ain't shit bitch. And they mad at each other and want us to get involved. And I just kind of feel like I ain't getting involved in two ignorant people's quarrel. Because my problem is that people kept trying to make him seem like he was some fucking hero because he was showing up every day with McDonald's. Nigga, if you don't come get your son and take him out of this toxic bitch's house and stop playing with me with this McDonald's everyday bullshit, that's because that's the bare minimum you doing. And if it's real, we know it's not real. But niggas really be out here like, let me drop this food off every day, and then that's enough reason why I don't have to pay no child support. Like, I know men with money that act real bad when they not fucking a woman no more, and that's my whole thing, and that's what I see most of the time. Niggas be talking mad shit, but most of the time, even if it's your own kid, if y'all ain't fucking that woman, y'all ain't trying to do nothing for the children that's in her household whatsoever. And I feel like no woman should give up no grease to no nigga that ain't taking care of everybody in her household if she got people in her household. To me, that's wasted vagina. So if you won't be out here wasting your vagina to a nigga that can't do nothing but give your one baby McDonald's, that's your fault. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
And Bondy
Low
went into
key.
it before the video, but I'm especially with that part, girl. Like, you over here smashing on somebody that ain't trying to buy no food for your kids. Like, why would you want to?
I didn't
That
even need to, but that's
part.
the overall picture of the story. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I feel like that right quick, right fast. My grandfather met he and me, her, they grew up together, but they married two different people. Either way, my grandmother's husband went into a insane asylum or some shit, and she was getting a divorce. He got a divorce, and she had one young baby, my aunt. And she had some older, the older kids, like 3 older kids, and my aunt, she was young, 4 children. My grandfather said, bring them on a date. That's what he said. He said, bring them on the date. I go out on a
Y'all
date.
watch The Shy?
Not all the time.
Not recently.
Okay,
Not this year.
past episode. So Iman Shumpert is on the show this season. This past episode, he had relations with this girl who has a kid, and she wanted to leave her mama house, and she said, I can't come to your house, I got a son. He said, and bring him too. That's what you just made me think about, Bonnie.
Okay, now see, long story, my grandfather ends up marrying my grandmother, and they had 4 more children, and all of the kids were his, essentially. That's how it turns out. But y'all don't be on that wave no more. Y'all be on some ignorant shit, feeling like, no, I only got to do the bare minimum. So I'm only going to do the bare minimum for my one child. I ain't going to help you, even though I was doing it to fuck you. And honestly, it's fake, but it's real. And y'all know it's real. I know somebody now who she trying to get her nigga to act like he got some sense because he mad she don't want him no more. He acting like he don't want to be a daddy.
Oh, wow.
Well,
that's how they be.
Thank you for the super chat, Melly. She says, I don't care how the parents act. I'm not letting kids go hungry. No, he's not obligated, but it's the right thing to do. Yeah, I felt 2 ways. So on one hand, it was like, I can see if y'all were in the same household. I can see that. But then on the other hand, it's just like, if you really have intentions, like Bondy's grandpa did, if you had intentions on being with this woman and making her household your household, then you should go ahead and pay for that altogether. But when I seen what car he pulled up in, I knew everything I had to know from the beginning of the video. It was moving. It had 4 wheels, but it was definitely giving Toshino. Like, if something happened to that car and you get ready to go get it prepared, they be like, they don't even make the parts no more. I'm sorry, sir. I am so sorry.
They don't. They don't be making niggas like that no more. It's real. It's sad. My grandfather, bro.
They don't. All right, y'all. That's our little intro. Now we're gonna get into the fashions, and we actually got gossip this week. So I know for a lot of y'all have been asking for that, but we got gossip this week. We're gonna get into that later. But for now, let's get into the fashion. All right, y'all. BET Awards happened this weekend, and it went on later than what everybody thought it was going to go on. I thought I was going to miss the whole thing. I looked at the TV guide thing, and it said the show was supposed to go off at 11. I was like, damn, did I miss it all? And they went on for a whole nother hour, which was good for me. So we got Lizzo, we got Chloe, and they are both showing up in this dark, like mysterious type look. There was a picture of Lizzo without the arm action, and to me, I thought it looked good either way. The hairstyle I really could not pick out, but I like the thigh slit. I like the sleeves on this. It's giving comfort. I feel like it's very rare that you could find a dress that looks sexy while looking comfortable at the same time, and I think that's what it's giving. Like robe on the sleeve, sexy, long leg out. Yes. And then Chloe, I think she looks good again. I haven't really seen her look a fool. I haven't seen her look bad. Her hairstyles always give. She has so much diversity in her locks. But it's something about the fit here in the waist down of the dress that looks like it could be a miss for me.
You know why? Because it looks a little old. I think the bottom of it, like the front, the top part looks young, but the bottom part looks a little matronly, like a little older. But I still think she looks really beautiful, and it's giving him something he can feel. That's what it's giving. And Lizzo is giving me, boss bitch, comfortable, beautiful though. Like it's giving, I'm about to pull something out of my bra. You know what I'm saying? Like a cigarette or some money.
Yes, like a cigarette. It is what it's looking like.
Right?
Yes. Like she carrying money in her titties.
Yes. I love it. I don't know what's going on with her hair though, but I love it.
It's the cigarettes they used to have. Like, I don't know if y'all remember years ago, they used to be like on like a stick or something.
Yes.
It's giving like, it's making me think of Josephine Baker. Yeah. Kinda, maybe like that era. Like that's what this dress is giving. You said what, Bondy?
20s flapper.
Yes. I think Lizzo looks really cute. I like her dress a lot. I love the sleeves. I like how she threw her arm up, making sure that they caught, like, look at this, like, get this. I feel like, yes. If it was by her side, I think I would have been like, what is happening? But this was a really good shot of Lizzo. Y'all know I love me a split now, girl. Mm-hmm. So she looks really, really nice in this. I wish I could have saw more of her hair. But either way, she looks good. And y'all know, I always think Chloe looks good for the most part. She's definitely giving us a different pose here. I'm gonna have to try that little pose that you're giving us, Miss Chloe. But the dress is cute. I thought it looked cute. Super long, at least. Well, not that long. I think it's not that long. But she looks beautiful. Face is fierce. I like it. I like both of these ladies did a great job.
Yes. Now I feel like I need to be looking in Chloe's outfits for the Beyonce clues, because she gave us that clue on that last red carpet, wearing the same like gold shield that Beyonce wore in her photo shoot for the Renaissance album in her spread. So now I'm like, what clue is this? Is this Beyonce's doing? I guess we're gonna find out.
Girl, we shall.
Okay, next y'all, we got Summer Walker. Man, I love me some Summer Walker, but damn, it don't ever hit the same when I see her on these carpets or when I act like I love me some Summer Walker for real. But whenever you put a name to the face, I be like, this ain't what I'll be. This fits. And then the people were also coming for her because the jewelry that she was wearing was allegedly cultural appropriation from some indigenous group from Asia. So for me, this, regardless of the cultural appropriation, this outfit for me was absolutely the fuck not. Never again. You tried it. That's it for me. This was a no. And I don't know. I feel like she had to argue with her stylist on this, because I can't imagine anybody saying, yes, this is the fit. I feel like she had to argue everybody down, and they finally just said, fuck it. This what you want to do? Do it. And then Kanye is giving Kanye.
You said something about a face earlier. You said something about a face, and I'm like, we can't even see Kanye, so we can't put a face to nothing over here. He looked like he should be on ice, and I'm surprised nobody has turned this into a meme of him being in different locations, standing just like this.
Like Freddie, Jason, psycho killer motherfucker. That's what.
Yes,
he is chainsaw somebody.
You know what's crazy to me? To me, it's like he's so focused on making homeless attire a trend, but I'm not seeing him create things for people that are homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, girl, if they had a brand, you stealing, and you ain't even trying to help them. But anyway, let's move on, because this is not giving. And I know he was like, Bondy, I think you had said he was suffocating or something.
Girl.
They said he was up there.
Literally, come on, Mario. How do you breathe?
Listen, I can't breathe.
I can't.
Because he was on mic. He was on the mic, and he was like, I just want to say, Diddy's amazing. And we were in the studio, And it's like, it's just, why are you breathing so hard? Like, take the fucking nobody's in front of you. There's literally nobody close to you right now, Kanye. Like your friend said, this wasn't real. So why are you out here looking like the Unabomber? Like, what's happening? It's a shiny Unabomber, but with Michael Jackson gloves on, I don't know what the fuck. I'm scared.
Did he stand like that the whole time? His arms out?
No, he didn't. But they caught him in the right, Jason Psycho Killer moment.
They did.
I don't know if I have the energy or the bandwidth to even comment on Summer in the travesty. I mean, oh my girl, you look bad. I know you think you look good, but you look bad.
Does she, or is she trolling us?
I don't care. Like, why are you willing to troll us and embarrass yourself still? Like, you're embarrassing yourself. This does nothing to us. I don't know why people think trolling is so satisfying when really we're feeling more sad for you than anything. Like, this does nothing for us. We're not on the red carpet looking like this in history. Mm-hmm. No one's going to be able to Google us like this.
Yeah, this is sad. I'm disappointed. I don't know who the stylist is. I don't know how she went along with this. I'm just shocked. I mean, and you know what else? I feel like, Summer, as much as I like your music, girl, you've been trolling the people. Because I remember when you got on the stage. I mean, you got on the red carpet not too long ago, and you took that awkward ass picture at one point. Y'all remember that picture when she was just standing side by side, just straight like she had attention? Yeah. And then she turned her ass around. And she come out here on this stage looking like this. Girl, I mean, on this red carpet, I am just not happy. Girl, if you wanted to make a fool of yourself, you should have hopped on the verses with Omarion and sung when he was looking for you.
Oh,
that's what you should have did.
Circus. It was a whole circus.
I hate this outfit so much.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Now I was gonna say better things, but then India was on this slide. I was gonna say now moving on to better things. Okay. Blac Chyna. I think Blac Chyna's dress is pretty. If you look at everything separately, like the hair, the dress, the earrings, it looks good. The shoes, the nails. But I just can't give this my full A+ 100% on the test stamp. I think I got to give it a 95%. I like it, but I got to give it a 95%. And it maybe because all of the colors are blending. Like the blonde is blending with the skin, blending with the dress, and something about the color, it just gives washed out. I think that's what I'm missing. Mm-hmm. Something looks washed out, but everything else looks good.
Harsh. The makeup is really harsh. Like, even though it's washed out, that strong ass lip liner, the cheekbones, the eye makeup, like her eyebrows are done very and they're pretty. But all of it together is not giving this is what it looks like to me, her face. Okay, so I'm sorry. Chucky, ma'am, this is what happens when you do too much to your face over time. Because it's giving I'm on my way to Lil' Kim. That's what it's giving. It's on my way to bloated Barbie. It's so sad what happened. It's so hard. I don't know why y'all do this to yourselves. Like, Chyna used to be so cute back in the day.
Yeah, whenever 2010s when she was on the Taylor gang.
When she used to be wearing that bang all the time. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
What about old girl who looked like Emily B?
You think she's not Emily B?
She don't look like Emily B in the face?
I guess so. The eyes and the lips. I could kind of see that. I've never put that together before though.
She look like she wearing a diaper, but she looks.
Let me look up Emily.
I like her hair. I like the jacket. Don't like that it's nothing under the jacket, and I don't like the bottom half of the outfit. She's
But the
cute
hair's
though.
cute. Yeah, I know. So I say she's cute, but she got a
Chin
diaper
up.
on.
Not a diaper, bitch.
Girl, look at the front and back of that and tell me that don't look like some fucking Depends. Like, come on.
Girl.
You know she's on College
does
Hill,
look like that.
and it is very noticeable on College Hill. Like, I think that shit look cute in pictures, but in video, that shit look mad weird for you to have that petite of a frame and then have like this huge ass on your back like that. That we just know ain't nobody give you that. We just know ain't nobody give you that. It don't even make no sense.
Yikes.
The breasts are real though. Do y'all remember when her sister, or her and all her sisters had their reality show? Did y'all watch that?
I remember that. So I remember that, and her sisters are not small. So, and this was back when I ain't had no money. So I don't know. She could have had this wagon on the back since
you think
then.
it might be real? I'm gonna tell you, it looked realer in this picture
But I don't
than
know.
it does on that show. On the show, at first I thought it was real, but then when I would see these close-ups, it would just look like, nah, her frame is way too small for that to make sense.
Yeah,
You're probably right. I haven't even watched College Hill. Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't think the booty is hers. The breasts definitely are. Because I remember on the show when she was begging her manager to get a breast reduction, but they was telling her that basically her titties was her money. But from the front, it's not giving real. It's giving like I don't know why.
Working.
That's what I was gonna say.
No, what this
Jami, this just reminded me of whenever I was a kid. I had the Barbie doll with the legs, and sometimes you would just
pop the legs off.
Yes, you just pop the legs. Just
Exactly
to see where it ended up going.
Like. Everybody looks like that though. Did you notice?
I almost got my niece a Barbie doll for her birthday. I'm so glad I did it. Oh, jeez.
Yep, she was the one with the game. Okay.
Look like
so I guess it's safe to say we are not feeling that. Did you comment on Blac Chyna, Jami?
I have not, and it's definitely giving whitewashed. I think the dress is actually unique and nice a bit, so I do like that.
Because it depends in the way. I'm sorry.
Y'all is messy hell. Come on, Mississippi. Y'all miss hell.
I'm sorry.
That's funny. He always cutting up, I swear. I feel like Chyna would have looked better with like dark hair, maybe. With all of this brightness, maybe give us like some pow with like the dark hair. I feel like it really would have went well with her eyebrows because her face makeup looks good. It was the eyebrows that just stuck out. And yeah, I went Necey on that 95%. Like she doesn't look bad. She just looks like she's fading into one.
Nigga say she don't look good.
Right, there it is. Yikes. I like India's face and her hair. Everything else below, I don't know why it's giving 90s in a bad way. But we can move to the next person.
I was about to say that's what she was going for. And I wanted to mention, y'all know, I'm laughing because whenever this picture of Blac Chyna came through, Bondy, I think you sent it in the group chat, and I looked at it and I just didn't even know what to say. Because I was like, I think I like it. So, yeah.
It's giving Bride and Chucky. Yeah.
But she always gives it. I think we said that before on another red carpet for her.
But every time I feel like it's getting worse. Like the eyebrows this time are way more severe than they used to be. I feel like she looks even more like that than she used to.
Well, let's move on to the other social media girls. We got Jada on the right, and then this is Ari, right? Ari on the left.
No, that's Ari on the left, but on the right.
Ari on the left and Jada on the right.
Yeah. Oh, it's all wrong. Everybody wrong.
Not it's all wrong.
All wrong.
You know what's crazy to me? Okay, y'all know that crazy confessional look that Sheree got with the straight across bangs in a bun, the ponytail. She was trying to channel Jada.
Yeah.
So Jada, I feel like she has done this whole, and I call these girls in my mind contract to shade room to contract to household names, because none of these girls, I swear, never heard of them before. And then I swear around like 2018, 19, shade room would not stop posting about these girls. And they made sure you knew who they was, no matter who they was dating. I mean, how long have rappers had girlfriends and we really didn't know who they was like that? But whatever, they've been hustling. Ari, to me, has not gotten away from that the way that Jada has. Like, now all the girls like Jada. They want to do makeup like Jada. They want the I have to
Style.
argue. Yes, Jada is part of the reason why Leave Out is coming back. I have to argue that, because the girls was wearing lace fronts for the longest, the 13x6s, the 5x5s, and then once Jada started doing the natural look, everybody started going for that. So Ari, to me, I just have to say she always looks a mess. Um, Ari always looks a mess to me. It's a lot of filler, it's a lot of this, a lot of that, and it's always giving damn, I don't want to Miss Potato Head. Oh, I had to say it. I can't.
Damn.
It's
Oh.
always giving. I every time I see her, I think that. And I remember she was the same one that said something about she rich, so y'all can go cry something, something, something. Don't remember. But either way it go, Ari, I'm not here for the look. Ari and Jada started out in the same place. I think Ari needs to hire Jada's people. Now, Jada, on the other hand, I like Jada's look from the front, but on the side, I don't like the dress. I think the slit came up too high on the side. But from the front, I like the look. Not sure why it's one glove. Probably would have done two. But I think she's going a little bit more artsy. So I'm not mad at Jada's look. I just think it could be improved. Ari, on the other hand, it's a no for me.
I hate everything about Ari's outfit. Just everything. Totally hood rich. Yeah. Hood rich. I hate it. And she's annoying, so that adds to it. When it comes to Jada, this is one of the reasons why I really liked her outfit, because it looks like she's at like a big time major event. Jada got dressed like she was going to the Met Gala. Like, and it intrigued me a bit, because most of the time when you see these rappers girlfriends or baby mamas or whatever, they come dressed like India, they come dressed like Jada. I'm not Jada, but Ari. They don't come with a little bit of like elegance, like they got like a little bit of fashion and, you know what I'm saying, like high classness going on. So I really was like, yo, she surprised me with that. I was expecting something totally different, and I really like that. I definitely feel Necey on that split. I'm wondering if it was supposed to come around more, and maybe I mean, because it looks like it's a lot of fabric. I mean, did she move it to show more her cheek when she turned to the side? I don't know. Overall, I think that Jada looks nice with her real hair. So yeah.
So for me, Jada, I feel like I follow her on Instagram. She looked good on Instagram. Like when I saw her hair and stuff, I was like, oh, she looks pretty. But I'm sorry, the one glove, the way the side looks, your ass being out, like, not a fan. She still looks good, but not a fan. Ari, girl, so many things wrong. I saw this on social media first, and Ari, that dress made her body look weird. Like that's it. I mean, it probably looks weird anyway because y'all be doing stuff to yourselves unnecessarily, and y'all young, so y'all don't really need to do all of that. So it be looking weird anyway. But the way the cutouts are shaped,
Yeah, it
and
looked really
no,
weird.
yeah,
Really
it made her
weird.
body look super, super weird. And I don't know who told her that was a good idea, but they lied. They lied.
It looked manufactured. Like, what's going on? Like that type of weird. It was odd, and just the dress itself was getting real cheap to me too, straight off of Fashion Nova, where she in. And then good point. I think it's the side photo of Jada's dress for me. I just have to point out how oddly she has to pose with that big old thing to the side.
Oh,
Yeah, that was odd. All right. So now we got Saucy, Santana, and Young Miami. And I put them two side by side because they're the besties. Young Miami, everybody was sharing this picture next to her unedited picture. I was just like, she did look very different, but come on, everybody gonna get their best angle on social media. Santana, I like Santana's fit. Everybody was calling him the Grinch, and I did not. I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. I like the blazer. I like that it cinches in the waist. I like the shoes. I feel like the shoes are fun. I like it. And are those tights? I hope they're not
probably tights or stockings.
You said those are thighs,
because I don't think he got nothing on under that.
I didn't think he did, but it looks kind of red from this
that's
picture.
some tights or some stockings for sure, because it has a red tone to it.
I'd rather him just have I'd rather Santana just have thighs out. But anyway, I like the look. I like both of their outfits.
Thighs out would have mean his meat falling out. Where you think it was gonna be at? No, look how short that is. Where you think his meat was gonna go? If he
but he probably got on panties. Like, I mean, like panties, underwear or something.
Oh, so panties keep the meat in like that?
I don't know. I'm sure that he was like, he probably got some on. Whatever that is, that spandex, them bloomers that keeps it in. He probably got it on.
Bloomers. Okay. No, because see, I feel like he might have something on, but see, them tights gonna secure. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna make sure don't nothing fall out. Cause like
they have the short tights you could wear. You could wear what is it, briefs?
This is super short though. Like that's the only reason why I was saying like I know it's probably tight so that they can make sure shit stay in place. Cause
I guess I got the unpopular opinion on Saucy.
No, I think the blazer is cute. I don't like the boots, but I think the blazer dress is really, really cute. I also feel like I wish he had a neck, and that's my only gripe. Like, I wish you had a neck. That's it.
I hated everything about Saucy's fit. I hated it.
Oh, they're
short answer.
I didn't know they were panties. Though tucking panties. I had no idea. Please don't tuck your genitals. I don't think it's worth that.
I don't know. Saucy's fit just looks fun. I would love to wear it somewhere. I really would.
Now Miami does look beautiful. I will say.
Amazing. A1.
Yeah, she matched that sign she was holding.
Ooh.
She matched the sign she was holding.
Looking a beautiful fool.
We're gonna talk about that, but we got one last slide for the fashions. We got Lucky Day and Billy Porter, and I made it a point to put Billy Porter in here because last time we did the fashions and Billy Porter came up, I told y'all that I thought Billy Porter always looked a fool. Like everything, all the outfits
look like this is gonna prove otherwise.
No. This is congruent, consistent.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I was like, wait a minute, what?
No, this is consistent. I was like, man, I told y'all I felt like I've only seen Billy look good one time, and that was when it was the skirt and tuxedo look on the red carpet like a year or two ago. One time, and that was it. This I don't know. The makeup is always a miss. I think we did a red carpet look 2 weeks ago, and somebody had the red eyeshadow on Billy Porter, and his eyes was fire everybody immediately. But whatever. I mean, and this was a look pulled straight off the runway, which is fine for the runway. If you want to stand around and be a statue. Be a statue.
Somebody said that nigga look like a gargoyle. Like, bro, what?
I thought that nigga looked like he got bat wings on, so that makes sense.
Oh shit, not a gargoyle.
It looks like something's wrong. Like, why are your shoulders so high? Why are you so pressed? Relax your shoulders.
It's bad.
But Lucky Day, amazing as always. The skin, the curls, amazing. Okay, not as amazing as my husband on Tiny Desk today though. But yeah, I just had to say that.
Did I tell y'all that I knew him?
You did. Every time
You
I
know,
hear one of his songs, I always say that.
I be forgetting if I told people that because this definitely reminds me of that time we had made out. But anyway, because he looked good. But anyway, let's move
What?
on.
Oh, what was his lip like?
okay.
Oh, listen, he sang to me in the stairwell at Noka, and we ended up in one of them piano rooms and we made out and it was hot shit.
Ooh, in a piano room after he
Yeah.
sang to you?
And he had really
Damn.
long locks back then. Yeah. Shout out to
Wow.
David.
Wow.
Shout out to David.
Shout out to him.
Billy Porter, I'm sorry. You look terrible. You look terrible. It's the fact that I saw you almost trip over this on the stage as everybody was, voguing and stuff. You could barely keep it together. I don't know who told you that was okay to wear to this event.
Look,
Yeah,
a
we hate
little
to see
bit.
it. I hate it. I think Lucky looks fine. He looks simple. I like the bright colors. And he brought his little flowers and stuff. If nobody else is going to give him his flowers, he's going to get them himself.
Okay.
So I think he looks nice.
He's giving
Period.
casket show.
Okay. So now we got the final looks out the way. I told y'all Young Miami was matching a sign that she was holding up. I had to make this a part of the fashion segment because everybody was talking about whether or not Young Miami was looking foolish holding that Go Poppy sign real bad.
Who the fuck
Okay.
is Poppy, first of all? Like, who the fuck is Poppy? This nigga got a whole bunch of names, and Poppy ain't not one of them. Sorry.
No. I myself felt like couldn't be me, wouldn't be me. You like it, I love it. Bless your heart. Okay. That's how I felt when I saw her with the sign. Because Twitter was up in arms and they were kind of just like, they have an understanding. If they have an understanding at the end of the day, that's all that matters. She gets 250,000 a week, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay, I would get my 250,000 a week. I would get my benefits and be a Muffin City girl and sit there and let him accept his speech. And what goes on outside of the public goes on outside of the public. Like, no, I still think you look foolish at the end of the day.
Hello?
So then it turns into an argument of, are we looking for male approval? This is an argument I've seen on Twitter. Are we looking for it to validate her? And the thing is this, I don't think personally that this is a conversation of male approval. This could have been a same-sex relationship and you still would have been looking foolish if you sat up there and somebody did not even acknowledge you and you show up with a sign to match your outfit like it's a kid's softball game. So again, if she likes it, I love it. But for me, it's a no.
I agree. And I'm glad you said same sex. I don't think it's validation from a male. I think it's validation from your partner, maybe, of the discussion, because they just sat on this podcast and she asked this man blatantly in front of the world, what are we? That man said we're friends. That was the first thing that came out his mouth. Everything else that came out his mouth was to please you and not make you feel stupid, the same way he just came and put this caption up there for you after you held a sign and he embarrassed you in front of everybody by not even acknowledging you. You know what I'm saying? He could have even been like, I see you, baby, or something. You know what I'm saying? He probably didn't have to say he thank you or whatever the case may be. But I mean, she did look a bit foolish. And to me, it was the ultimate pick me, because out of everybody here celebrating you, I have a whole sign. I need you to see me, see me, see me, see me, see me. Hi, hi, hi. But it's okay. I'm sure Miami's going to get some great things from it. She already has her podcast. She gets to be flown out wherever it is she wants to go. And I feel like, hey, I think she knows what she's in for. There have been other women that walked that road before her. And they're no longer there. And he shouted them out. So at least she knows what's ahead of her, and we wish you the best of luck.
This reminded me of that tweet when it was like, yeah, I'm a motherfucking city girl, but I still be making him his plates.
Yeah.
I can't.
Listen. Listen. I remember somebody said in the comments it's a joke, you know, and I don't know if they meant, you know, they a joke or she's joking, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, she's trolling. And I just kind of feel like, bitch, I don't care who you think laughing with you. Most of us is laughing at your ass. And you look crazy. It's to me, the look in her eyes says everything. Not on top of that, but I told y'all that look at the look in her eyes. She is so excited to show him that she is supporting him, and he waited days. Y'all, the BET Awards happened on Sunday. He waited until fucking Thursday evening to say something. And Carisha want to be sitting up there, you know, going after people in comments and shit like that earlier this week. So you know good and damn well she was feeling away. And that's why he decided to take his old ass on Instagram and say, this is one of the sweetest things anyone's ever done for me. Thank you, shawty. Wop. Okay, listen, it's lame, it's whack. Just like it's lame and it's whack for her to get swept up in a nigga whose whole facts we already have. Like, it's just, it's like, all right, girl, well, we'll see you on the other side of this. Be careful. Be safe.
And Necey, you got a video of JT?
I know.
JT knew what the hell was going on.
Bondy, you said on the other side of this. And I feel like that's a good point, because a lot of people are just like, yeah, but she don't care. And the thing is this, like, think about when you was really stigmatized or in love with somebody, so much so that you allowed yourself to look like a fool. And in the moment, you didn't care because it was hitting, right? But then afterwards, the shit don't age well. And you be like, I don't remember that. I don't count that as a body. But guess what? The internet got it forever. The internet got it forever. So the thing is, like, regardless of if she care or not, it's like she probably will care one day, because it's gonna circle around and she's gonna be like, why the hell did I do that?
I didn't see any other signs at the BET Awards. Not even by the fans. So I need to understand why one of the people featured on the red carpet felt it was necessary for her to create and bring a sign for a nigga that has received so many awards. He is being just honored at this point. He's received so many awards in life. The nigga is just generally being honored for being him. So we don't need no signs. We need no signs. That was unnecessary. She looked beautiful and like a foolish, beautiful young woman that has no idea what she's done to herself. Oh Lord, pray for y'all. JT too. Pray for JT too, because JT, look, somebody said JT got her nerve though. Listen, the way she let that little prince-like nigga control her, it's hilarious. I just be like, all right, city girls, it's real city girlish until, you know, until you get a nigga with a nice dick. Then all of a sudden, you know, the city girl shit go out the window.
Did y'all you see JT tap her on the bed? Like sit down.
All right, sit down, friend. Sit down. Sit down, friend. Sit down. It's enough. She acting like ain't nothing happened.
She said, okay.
It's enough, like, girl, sit it down.
You embarrassing yourself. And then the way he did the speech though, y'all, there was a rhythm to the way he did it that made it seem like he didn't have a speech prepared. So he didn't know when he was going to come and thank this person or that person. But I think he knew exactly what he was going to do. And there was even a moment where it felt like he was about to come back and say something, or that he may come back and thank her, and he came back and thanked somebody else or said something else. And oh no, that's when he came back and said he was gonna give $1 million to Howard and somewhere else. And that's when I was like, Jackson State. And I was like, yeah, that nigga playing mad games. And then like him using Kim to make everybody feel sorry for him. That's why you gotta have the whole little montage of pictures of them up there, like that nigga actually showed that lady respect when she was alive or something. And then on top of that, you got him thanking Cassie, who left his ass and who we know has said this nigga abused her. So him thanking her and drawing attention to her in that manner, I felt like was some type of abuse.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. That's further abusing. Yeah, it kind of reminds me, and this is so specific, but it reminds me of Put a Ring on It. Whenever Otis sat there on that reunion and played in that girl's face and said, "I'm so in love. We're so happy." And it was like very light, very subtle, but it was like, I'm playing in your face and I'm still gonna make you look crazy in this moment. But it's like, you don't realize you look crazy too.
Look, if y'all ain't seen that live, y'all go look that fucking live up. I think Real with Yanni did a commentary on the live that she was on with Diddy, and the way he was ignoring her, requiring compliments from her and talking to everybody but her. And then when she tried to ask him questions to get him to engage with her, he was like, don't be asking me questions like we in no interview. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me like normal. Why are you asking her about the way she asking you what you doing? Like, she was like, what you doing? What y'all got going on over there? That's because she's trying to get you to pay attention to her. And you're like on FaceTime with her and talking to everybody around but her. It made me feel like he was manipulating her so that she would feel the need to do more to get his attention and to please him. So that's what I see. I see somebody that everything he does is in an attempt to make a person want to try harder to receive his affection. And to me, that's the space she's in. And honestly, she's not smart enough to withstand the mentality that he has. Like, I'm just saying, y'all, she is smart, but she's not smart enough to realize when somebody's like circling her like he is. But you know, yeah, y'all believe that she ain't got no feelings and all of that. Go ahead.
Right. Because she's a city girl. I'll take your man. Okay. And y'all, now it's time. It's time to get into TV. All right, y'all. It's time to get into our favorite TV shows. We're going to start out talking about P-Valley. Down in the valley where the girls get
naked.
If you throw it
step,
you know he gonna shake it.
To break
them. These niggas grind hard, but these bitches grind
harder.
Now we on here like Bobby Valentino and Ray J trying to harmonize.
One wish.
Embarrassing. And my baby just me voice. So y'all, on this week of P-Valley, 3 big things really happened. Y'all let me know if I missed anything, but pretty much Mercedes, she finally hooks up with the coach's wife or coach wife. That did not take long at all. We knew that lady wanted her from the last episode, but I thought it was going to be at least a little bit longer before they hooked up. That happened there. But it seemed the thing that was different to me was that I thought that they would just keep it as like sex, but it seems like they might really be feeling each other, like for real, because they talk about art, they talk about deep things. And it's like Mercedes is fulfilling something for her. So I feel like they're going to end up in like a real relation. Now, outside of that, Andre walks in on his wife cheating and she says, "Where's your mask?" And it's like, girl, you didn't just have this whole man's penis exposed, but you asking me about a mask. Either way.
In her mouth. In her mouth. I'm just saying.
Right. But she's like, he's a doctor. He's safe.
Girl, have you no respect? Like, not only was she fucking that man in her bedroom, in her house,
come on,
she had his whole naked, no condom having penis in her mouth. That was too much. That was
and
too
then
much.
Use that mouth to talk to Andre.
Oh,
and then ask him
talk to me with somebody else's dick breath on you, huh?
And they're gonna ask him what a mask was while breathing Dante's dick breath all on him.
Oh, but you know, I wasn't like too moved by that scene only because I'm like, well, Andre, you finally got what you wanted. That's how I felt the whole time I watched. Like, you really wanted a reason to leave your wife. Here's your reason.
Y'all see this in the comments? They think that Farrah is playing Mercedes, and I'm like, in what way?
That's what I'm wondering. I feel like nothing happened. But see, like nothing good happens for Mercedes, right? Everything that we think is like good, or everything she thinks is good, some gets snatched up from her. Like the building, her wanting to go back into business, the kids can't pay. She done fell down. She thought she was finna lead a pink.
She gonna stalk
it's
her.
Always some shit.
She's gonna stalk her. She's gonna get.
You think Farrah's gonna stalk her?
I think Farrah's gonna get obsessed with Mercedes because if you notice,
really,
yeah, with their, I told y'all like it's a lot like True Blood. The strippers are like fairies. So the way fairies were like attracted to,
they are. Ever since you said that, I've noticed it.
Yes. So with the way she went up to the pole, like she couldn't help but to go up to it and start dancing on it. And old girl is on the phone with Coach. But as soon as she started dancing, the energy is just instantly pulled. Like that lady was in some type of dormancy. And then Mercedes comes in and she's amused. And now you're taking pictures again. And somebody sees your art. And now you're having sex with a woman and your husband ain't even there. And both of them said it was the first time. It was Mercedes' first time. I don't think it was Farrah's first time. You give me, I fucked a girl in college and I'm lying. But I think she'll get obsessed with Mercedes and that's what a conflict will come in. But I don't think she's playing her because what's the end game? You fuck her, you give her money. Like what's the end game?
I don't know. But my thing is, I just felt like this ain't gonna go good for her. That's just the end game for me. Based on how we've seen things happen for Mercedes throughout the show, everything that she gets that she think is good, it falls flat. So she's entering into this new space with this person trying to get money. But I feel like it could potentially backfire. We don't know what all she signed in the contract because they told her to sign in 2 or 3 places. So we just don't know. I don't know if the lady gonna try to use that against her. Yeah, she just signed. So it could be that Bondy has a point about her likely stalking her. I think both of y'all do. I think Necey said that she's probably going to have a relationship with her, right? So when Mercedes doesn't want that relationship, it's going to lead Farrah to continue to stalk her, which is ultimately going to likely lead to her having something happen to her because nothing ever happens good for Mercedes.
Damn.
So that makes me worry because we getting this ominous feeling like somebody's going to die. And it could be murder. It could be Mercedes. Like it's feeling like by the time we get to the end of the season, we may lose a main character just based off the way they playing around with the playing dead thing. And now with this, it could go.
They did do the playing dead.
You are so because like how did they start doing this whole dead thing out of nowhere? And you know what? I have been hearing rumors. People, I don't know what's true. The rumors are saying that Jay Funds may not be returning. I don't know if it's like for season 3 or after season 3, but that's like a rumor. Nothing to be said to be fact. But when you mention Lil Murda, I'm like, interesting. They are the ones that's playing this game. So I'm wondering, like, it won't be the same. Like I would be so hurt.
Then we got a Why Do Fools Fall in Love? We got Uncle Clifford fighting for his estate, and then we got the other dude fighting for his estate. If that happens,
that's gonna be crazy.
Oh gosh. Somebody pointed out how Coach's wife left Ray Bay said she left them stacks though, and she did. So maybe. Yeah, it's not gonna be deeper than what I think it is. It might be for a little bit, but because she left the stacks, that let us know otherwise.
But that also makes me look at her shady because she left the stacks. Because let her tell her when she first met Mercedes, she could barely get anything out of her husband. So I'm like, well, where the money came from? Was it his account, or you got something going on, like making your own? Like, is that all coming from your picks, the shots you're taking?
That's their money. That's their money, and she got access to their money. But I think what she meant was, I ain't getting 10,000 a weekend from the nigga. Okay,
but I think maybe that is the money she was due.
Yeah, I think there's like probably some type of like fund for her that they're probably taking that money because they know she signed a contract, so they know they're gonna have to give her that money every weekend that she's there. So there's probably a fund for it that they both have access to.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she tricked her. She texted and act like it was Coach and all of that. So it just kind of makes me feel. I mean, she was there for the paperwork. I'm sure she has access to whatever he's giving Mercedes because she got access to the apartment.
So now, y'all, this sex scene.
Mm-hmm.
We get a man-on-man sex scene for once, okay? And I love how they played it out because they gave us the ladies at the beginning of the episode, which I'm sure 85% of y'all stuck around to watch Mercedes get her cooch ate. 85%. And then towards the end of the episode, we get what we had been expecting the whole time. We all called it that they had messed around and, first love type situation. Then we get that sex scene and everybody is up in arms. Everybody is losing it. And it started off from one of those, let me comfort you. Let me make you feel better. I know what it's like to be a black man in America. Mm-hmm. And then boom.
A mess.
I was turned on. I think Lil Murda is really, really sexy. And the way he like romanced and finessed that nigga, I was just here for it all. I don't like Big T because his energy is volatile and I feel like he's gonna hurt Lil Murda. Like that's what it feels like. But at the same time, he finessed that nigga. So I was here for it. Thank you. I don't care what nobody got to say. A sex scene is a sex scene. If y'all can watch Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda fuck, then y'all be all right.
Yeah, I agree. When it comes to Big T, I wish they would tell us more about why the hell is he the way that he is. Because it's like he just be snappy out of nowhere. I'm like, well, what the hell? If he gonna be around,
remember?
Oh, so he was in the dark hole like the whole time. So he was in the. I thought that was a limited time.
Once you stay, how long? He was there for a long time. I think they said like 150 days or something like that. It was something that was crazy, like a crazy amount of time. And like the general saying is after the 30th day, you start to lose your mind, is what people say, because you don't have any human interaction. So being that he was there for that long, he
tripping the hell out. Mm-hmm. Got you. Okay. Yeah, I should have known the sex scene was about to go down based on Murda being in the bathroom and all of a sudden T had to take a piss, just all of a sudden. And so I was not expecting it to get like how it got, but I wasn't bothered by it. I was shocked, like, oh snap, they going here like they really doing it like how we typically see it when it's a man and a woman. I'm like, okay. But it was a bit sexy to me because I just think Jay Fonz is just so handsome. I think he looks so good, and I thought he did a great job, especially when they did the whole condom trick. I said, oh my, well, so again, as I've said in my video, who's doing the bending? Because that's when I wasn't sure who was going to do what. And so I was like, oh.
So you know.
So who's doing the bending? And I wanted to know who was going to be doing the bending. And we found out it was going to be T. And I was like, okay, wow, all right. This is cool. Okay. I wasn't bothered by it. I didn't see what the big deal was that everybody was trying to make it. Like, we know there are gay characters. You know what I'm saying? Right. The only thing I've been shocked, honestly, this entire season of how much they pushed the envelope. And the reason why I'm really not mad is because I feel like they always exposing the breast of the women or their butts and all this other stuff. So now we're starting to see the wang-wangs of the men. And I'm like, yeah, spill them on out. Because it's always us on Front Street. So what are you guys giving? So it's very equal opportunity-esque over here at the P-Valley, at the Pink.
Exactly. In response to, people really losing their shit, we get a statement from Jay Alphonse himself. He says, the love is real, the hate is real. As an actor, the ultimate goal is to be as believable as possible, relaxed, precise, fierce. Although P-Valley Stars is a fictional story, I'm grateful for the real conversations that are being had. Job well done. Steady grind. Honestly, I think he said it perfectly. And it's funny because last week we did Marry, Fuck, Kill. And when we did Marry, Fuck, Kill, we did it based on the characters. But even then in conversations, we all said he was still fine, he could still get it. But based on the show, we ain't seen him with no women's. And people were like, oh, no. Either way, my point is his character is making room for conversation. And that's what he is a character. So it's funny that people don't know how to separate that, but they're okay with seeing girl on girl action. I feel no ways about it. Every week people are questioning how his wife feels about it. And if his wife knows that he's not gay, then
that's really what matters at the end of the day.
or just it ain't even about all that. If she's satisfied, then I mean, you still want to fuck her, dude.
Okay.
Fine.
Scotty said, "Looks like I got a toonie."
Yes,
right
you do.
Yeah, you might want to.
I'm surprised you ain't been on it. You ain't been seeing him. That's what he like, them clean cut niggas. Who he like? He like Ralph. That's who he like. That's why
he do be liking her. He don't like no rough me. Got a rough neck? Can I get a rough neck?
Yeah, I like him. Right, I like him right in the middle.
See, he don't be one of those hood but honest guys. He be one of them nice, clean cut.
He had my whole Kroger check, y'all. I cannot with Scotty.
You can have all 40
Not the whole
hours,
Kroger
okay? I cannot. Well, y'all, that's pretty much it for P Valley. I thought it was an interesting episode. Every week, it's been good. At first, I was like, oh my gosh, every single episode is different. I don't know. But it's still easy to follow. It's still interesting. I'm glad that they add in the additional storyline. So we're going to see where they go from there. And let's jump into Love and Merge. DC, I got to say merge with my DMV accent. Y'all be killing me. So this week, a couple things happened. Two things I really want to talk about, which is Monique telling Ashley about the nicknames, which was DJ Fun Size and Red Light Special. DJ Fun Size, because the man is little. You see him in the back looking fun. And then Red Light Special, because Irina told Winter that her husband fell asleep at a red light while drunk. The way I felt about it, y'all, I feel so many ways about this. Okay, I get it. Somebody has to push the storyline. If this was not going on, nothing else would be going on. But Monique is looking messy. And another thing is, I like that Ashley is able to detect what's going on. I loved how Ashley handled this conversation with Monique. It was kind of just like, haha, yeah, my husband is short. But she knew not to give it anything else, because Ashley is operating off of like some real life stuff. In real life, it's like, girl, I'm not going to keep this shit going. I don't care. I don't know what it is you want to see. Because the main thing for me was whenever Monique said, it's going to make you mad. And she said, is it going to make me want to fight her? And she was like, I saw too much joy. I saw too much joy in Monique when she got ready to tell her about the DJ Fun Size comment, which she intentionally left off the first time around. And they argued. And the first time around, she said, oh, I've never been around anything crazy in my life. Well, I guess she wanted to take it up a notch by saying what somebody said personally about the husband. So I didn't like that. Now, as far as Red Light Special, that I could see Irina feeling a little bit more upset about, because that's actually something like really bad, that he was drunk and driving. Like, I see that. But you did say it on national TV, so everybody was going to know your husband was drunk driving at a red light. So all in all, Monique was messy for me. Love that Ashley didn't give it any smoke. Irina, on the other hand, fair game.
I kind of felt like, number one, I do feel like Monique was being a basic girl. I mean, like, she was, I mean, of course she had to push the storyline, but it was like, you could have told them both when they were at the table to give your friend of many years the opportunity to kind of defend herself. So you could have, like, when you brought both of them together to say whatever you said to get them on one accord, you also could have said, oh yeah, she also mentioned whatever. And she could have, Winter could have addressed it at that time and kind of like cleared it up or whatever, but Mo waited. And I think that was definitely messy to me. I did like how Ashley responded, like, okay, girl, it is funny, it is what it is. But some part of me kind of felt like Irina could have took the same route a little bit. I didn't think it needed to be that deep for her to go and have a conversation. Maybe I'm like, did they have this as a one-on-one? What did she have this conversation only with Winter? Because I can't recall. It was
She
with
had it in
everybody.
group. But I think Arena was so hyped up about it because Ashley ain't gonna get in trouble with her husband because it wasn't no tea that was spilled. Arena is gonna get in trouble with her husband. So that's why she's feeling a way about it.
About that, because it's gonna get back to him. Gotcha. Thanks for clearing that up. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Let me read this super chat real quick. Femi Boy says, thank you for the super chat. Says Jay Alphonse did a great interview on the show. How him and his wife teach their kids to be inclusive and open-minded. I like him as a person and an actor. He has an FX show and a Netflix movie coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him for sure.
Yeah.
Bondy?
I mean, do y'all want me to tell y'all what Monique said about?
Said about what?
Yeah.
Well, I tweeted that the shit was messy too, and she was like, "I have my reasons." So I was like, "Text me." So she texted me, and she was like, "The producers told Winter that she needed to have that conversation about the DJ Fun Size shit with them, and she didn't want to have that conversation with them." So they told Monique, well, then you have to have the conversation with them so that it comes out before the reunion, because they didn't want to wait to the reunion for that to come out. They wanted that to come out during taping to create another blow up. So even though it didn't work with Ashley, it kind of worked sort of with Arena. Now, I feel like I'm glad that Ashley just laughed at it because the shit was funny and it's not that deep. Y'all said shit about Winter and she talked shit about y'all. I don't know why anybody's lying about it or why anybody's trying, like, yeah, I said all that shit, whatever. But I will say this about Arena.
Yeah.
Arena bothers me more than anybody else on the show because Arena is gonna do the I'm abused, but I'm gonna be mad at everybody else for pointing it out. And you're like 48 years old. So you were in your prime, what, 20 years ago? So 20 years ago, you were 28 years old. 20 years ago was what? 2002. So that means that in the 90s, you were like in your prime. In the 90s, ass shots and big old unsizable asses were not real. Like it wasn't a thing back then. So you were in your prime when that wasn't a thing. You are 48 years old. And now you're deciding to allow a fad that is currently going on to affect your long-term body that's been hot since the 90s. That shit made me upset with her. I'm not even gonna lie. I was watching it and getting so upset because I was like, what are you doing? Like, I feel like that's cute for younger women to be, you know, mind controlled by social media in that way, but to watch a woman in that age range talk to us about getting her body done because of social media, and you sitting up here with this man who nudging you when you cry and you obviously scared of, and you're talking to your daughter about all y'all issues, which means you made her responsible for y'all problems over the years. Like Arena and Jami are giving me, we're gonna pretend like everything is good, but really it's real fucked up underneath, and the cheating is not the worst. That's what it feels like. It feels like the cheating is not the worst.
Well, did you see their biggest TikToks are when you try not to argue when family is around? So I don't think that that's coincidental or that's a joke. I think they really be dealing with the argument.
Trying not to argue.
Like, for real.
Yeah, and they don't resolve anything. If you notice the way they have conversations in the confessionals about things that have already taken place, they don't resolve anything. She just swallows it and they keep on going.
I think her wanting to get her body done is to compete with other women that he might be attracted to. They don't really have much of a sex life for real. And I think she wants that back and don't know how to get that back. So now she wants to get her body done. And I just feel like she's older. I mean, people, you know, older people get their body done all the time. But I'm just like, in 10 years, are you going to be happy with the decision that you made? In 5 years, in 2 years, are you really going to be happy? Because I think she looks great. She really don't need absolutely anything done, but I feel like he doesn't make her feel that way. And
Like
she's doing
she
that
need
to get his
validation.
attention. Yeah, and it's like her getting this to get his attention or validation or whatever she needs from him. It could potentially backfire, girl. You might get this work done, and he may not be as interested in you as he has. Even, or I'll say he could end up being even less interested in you than what he has been.
I
So
mean,
I
think
don't know.
about if it goes wrong. What if you have if some complications? You are older, and then you're not even thinking about your skin don't have the same elasticity as it does for these younger women that can heal and have that shit go right. You really won't wait until you fucking 50 to want to do something that could harm your body long term, and you already in a relationship that feel like it ain't that supportive. So what's gonna happen when you gotta recover? Who the only person gonna be taking care of you is your mama?
Her daughter.
Her mama and her and the daughter, and then your husband gonna be somewhere with them hoes. Do you really not want to be able to have full motion of your legs when this nigga is out here with these hoes?
She ain't gonna be able to keep up with him.
Yeah,
Okay? She
that's why
ain't
I'm
gonna
like,
be able
girl,
to
you
run
gotta
about the club.
go to the gym and pick up some weights, okay? And honestly, I feel like I wish she would start worrying about herself and maybe get her a little slide. She need a little slide. Like she said she had one, she need another one. That's the problem. He'll want fuck you once he figure out that somebody else does.
Ooh.
She didn't have no slide. She said it was a dude that was in her DMs and she was answering the DMs. There was not no slide. That was embarrassing that she even told a story like that. But
She
now
need
you're
a
talking
slide.
about Arena. She confronts Winter. And this is the thing, like, I catch myself within the past 2 episodes really feeling a way about Monique carrying the bone and also feeling like, is Winter really her friend? But then on the flip side, you get Winter. No.
Based off our conversation, Winter has been saying that they're friends, but they worked with each other before and stuff like that, but they ain't never like kick it like that. She's just like all the rest of the ladies that they are just now getting to know each other for real, now that everybody's on the show. But she was like, no, we're not friends like that. So I don't know why she kept telling everybody that.
Oh, that's good to know.
But Monique said that too, though. Monique said that on her live that she's been friends with this woman and they've known each other for like over a decade now.
Yeah, she said they've known each other for a long time, but they've never like kicked it in a personal setting, like in work and knowing each other. Like she was like, she ain't never hit me up to kick it out.
She did say that. She did say that. I don't know if she said it on the show or in a live where she said this is her first time really getting a chance to really be around Winter like this. And I remember feeling like, well, how is this your friend that you've been so cool with for this many years, but you've never been around her? So then that kind of makes sense that they're acquaintances. They're familiar with each other. Yeah. Interesting.
You know how you can know somebody for years and y'all just never was cool like that?
Like social media cool.
Yes. Basically. So I think, but y'all know how they live these shows, like for everybody to seem like they cooler than they really are because they don't want you to feel like they just casted actors to play friends on the show.
Yeah.
That is so irritating because it messes up everything for me. But I was feeling a way about that. So now I got my answer. They really ain't friends like that. They just know each other.
Yeah.
But on the other end of things, I get irritated with Winter because I'm like, just own what you said. Like, yes, I can feel a way about somebody telling your business or whatever you said, repeating whatever you said in a messy way. But at the end of the day, if you said something, I'm going to need you to say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. And if you was really smart, she could have the opportunity to be like, yes, I barely know y'all. I don't fuck with y'all. I talk shit about y'all. But ain't Monique y'all's friend? Why is she being messy? And then somebody like Ashley, who has been carrying this situation with caution, might be like, okay, let's take it back to Monique. They don't know how to play ball.
No.
You can tell that Monique knows how to play ball with these storylines and they don't know how to. So Winter, I'm going to need you to stop saying like, I would never. Oh, I didn't know that I wasn't
just balls to the wall with the shit. I said that shit. Yeah, I said that shit. Y'all was talking about me. You asked me if I was a scammer. So I said your nigga was a red light special. If you had anything going on, I might have something to say about your ass. I was like, fuck, I'd have doubled down on that shit. They still didn't like her. They didn't like her even before all of this happened.
Right.
I thought Irena was more so liking Winter that Ashley was clear.
little bit.
Ashley never liked her. But I feel like Irena was trying to give her a chance, even when Ashley wasn't. But when she did this, it definitely set them back. And I think Winter, you know, I feel like we're gonna get into more of that this coming episode. It seemed like Winter was about to lie her way out of that instead of saying, "Yeah, I did."
Yeah, no,
You
I
know?
think Monique explained it to you guys the wrong way. No, she didn't. She said what you
She
said.
did say that.
She said what you said. It was messy, but what else is going on?
Right, nothing.
Cause y'all
Nothing.
fronting. The couples are fronting. I honestly feel like Monique and Chris are the only ones being honest about what's going on in their shit versus Ashley and Quick that's faking like everything is cool. And also Arena and Jamie. Jamie staying quiet so you don't see how crazy he is.
He is. You ain't never lied. That's exactly what you're doing. Oh gosh. Y'all got any other thoughts on Love and Merge DC? No? All right.
Okay.
We are good. It is time to move on to y'all's favorite show, Love and Marriage Huntsville. But we have some more people in the room since the beginning of the video. So y'all do me a favor, like the video so we can talk about y'all's favorite cast. All right, y'all. So this episode.
Hold up, right quick, right fast, right quick. I just want y'all to know I will next time. I promise I won't tell y'all what Monique said. Okay, moving forward in the chat, I won't tell y'all again what she tell me. All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Go ahead, Necey.
You can tell us.
I'll tell y'all in the DMs, but I won't talk about it in our videos no more.
Oh gosh. Okay. So yes, twerk break. Okay. Oh my gosh. Somebody said they just started watching Huntsville 3 episodes ago. My goodness. If I could watch this series for the first time all over again and I know nothing about these people, what a time. So Love and Marriage Huntsville, 3 things happen. Martell is finally, having the big event for his wine company that he has named after his grandmother, Inez. And during the speech, he invites his friends up, the Sky Brothers, Lewis, Chris, Frank, the dude that he been eating off of because he ain't got no builder's license. But he invites them all up. And
he had a tight ass shiny jacket on, didn't he, Fred?
He did. He invites them up, and in the speech, he says, we all own businesses. We do this. People talk shit. This shit, that shit. He just cussed. I hear an echo. But I hear him cussing over and over again, and he's not really saying much of anything at all. Keep in mind, this is supposed to be a wine company named after his grandmother. Now, while all this is going on, his Uncle Sam is there, Inez's son, who the wine bottle is named after. And he talking to his wife, and he like, you invite all them other up there, but you didn't invite me up there. I'm her son. So he feeling away, and he's saying, if you gonna make a speech about my mama, it needs to be right. So he has a conversation with Martell. He basically tells Martell, really? That's the best you could do talking about my mother. Martell then whispers in his ear, hey, bro, you're on national TV. Watch what you're saying. You're on national TV. Basically deflecting from anything that Uncle Sam is saying. I felt away 100%. Before Uncle Sam even said anything, I felt away. Because number one, I get it. You don't like to make speeches because you used to other people making your money for you. Mel, Nika, Fred, I get it. But on the one hand, the speech had nothing to do with your grandmother. You might be nervous, but who was Inez? Let's start there. Number 2, let's put the blame on Melnika. If she's supposed to be a manager, she should have slated in everything for the events of the night. Like some people are saying, oh, well, maybe he was caught off guard. He was nervous. I get it. But whenever you have a business, things are slated to where, hey, Martell, you got 5 minutes to make this speech. You as a business owner need to sit down and figure out what it is that you want to say about your grandmother. But you hitting the ground running, just coming up with shit that is meaningless to you to prove a point. You coming out with calendars, you coming out with wine bottles. It's another business that he's working on. And none of those things mean anything to you. So I absolutely understand why Uncle Sam is feeling away, because if you do something and that's involving my mama who not here no more, do it right.
I agree. I feel like if you was gonna call somebody up there, the first person really should have been Melnika. If you were lost for words, he should have called, because he looks to her for everything. So why not seek her out so that she can probably help you finish up your speech or whatnot? You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, why would you call on the guys? Like, what the hell? They didn't help you create this idea, come up with this idea, or do anything. Like, what was the reasoning for you to bring all? I mean, you brought them to the location. You didn't need to call them up there. Like, it just didn't make any sense. I understood the uncle being upset, but what I didn't understand was Martell telling him it's a time and a place or something like that, or don't do this on TV, you're gonna regret. I know you're not telling somebody that what. You've been showing your ass all up and down Love and Marriage Huntsville, and you over here trying to check your uncle on how he needs to act. It's okay for you to pounce on other people, but can't nobody pounce on you, is what you're saying. That didn't make no sense. And then his mama up there, yeah, because you awesome and you just do everything right. And yes, and just going along. I was like, girl, I'm just tired. And then he told us he need to learn there's a time and a place. Boy, cut it out. You was wrong. Period. You could have did better with that. I'm just like, if you got your own blood in the house, why would you call up these men that you like? Why you just ain't call up your uncle? Why you invite them there and not call them up? But you called out all these other folks.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah, I didn't understand it.
He was there to flex. That's what that was about. He was there to flex. That's why he called them up, because he wanted to align himself with them. Like, look, we're all doing business now. It's like, no, Martell, you're not on their level. Can we buy your wine anywhere? Then shut the fuck up. I was more so worried about how sweaty his feet were in those shoes with no socks. And how whatever that furor must have been all over the place. I just personally feel like hold up, look at her. You low, because you're low. You're a low ass nigga. Okay, you're terrible. You're drunk. You can't have no speech, Melnika. Let me tell you something, baby. Melnika, let me tell you something, baby. I know you got a man. I know you got a husband. I know you got a man at home. But it feel like you're fucking Martell.
Oh, help me.
That's not what it is, but it feel like you either want to fuck him or you're fucking him. I don't know. But I need to I don't know. But Melnika, it don't make sense, especially the way you was like, you got us in a mansion. Girl, why is you bucking him up about something that y'all don't even have a distribution sale for? Can you talk to me about it? Let me know. Because it feel like
your question. Where is the wine?
Where's the wine?
He said it was 13.5. When he said it was 13.5, I was like, I might support. I might buy about.
It looked like it may be a good thing, but I personally, I don't know if I could support him, because I feel like he's an asshole. I think anybody that would use their dead grandmother to invoke sympathy after dogging your wife out, like, that's why he didn't have no genuine thing to say about his grandmother, because it wasn't about her. It was about using another woman to endear the public to him, because he realizes that he has to make his money, and the only way to make money is to make money off of women, and the only way to get more women to support you is to align yourself with another woman in your life. And don't nobody really fuck with your mama ever since she made herself an adversary of Mel on your behalf, which was unnecessary and wrong. And so you now going, oh, my dead grandmother who raised me, because my mama was out here probably thotting and bopping. Y'all know Miss Marlene give I was thotting and bopping. She give I was thotting and bopping when Martell was a child, but I'm here now that
thopping and bopping with Destiny Daddy.
Girl, you can call it whatever you want to call it.
You with Destiny Daddy. You ain't
Destiny Daddy. Oh, that makes sense. That's
she
why
they say they used to date.
So they thick as thieves, ain't they? Because they parents fucking. So I don't know. I don't care. But ultimately, I just kind of feel like Martell is toxic and he's not fooling me. And, you know, I just want everybody that is connected to him by blood to be safe. Be safe.
Thank you for the super chat, 2Ls. 2L says Martell was driving. Martell was giving Stud tease on Pentecost Sunday. He looked like the
He's a
friend that your
lesbian.
auntie
That's the-
allows to sleep
He's a
over.
lesbian.
Shoulder roll kill.
He's a
Your
lesbian.
auntie allows to sleep over. Oh my gosh, y'all. One part I forgot to mention. Okay, Bondy, you said he was using his grandma. That's exactly what that's the part I was arguing. Like, yes, he absolutely was. And the thing that solidified that for me was at the end when he was talking to his mama, they were like, Martell, I don't know what they said, but I have a feeling that they told him, Martell, this is the scene where you could talk about who your grandmother was for you. Like, you might have not done it at the event, but you could do it on camera here.
Mhm.
So he sat there with his mama trying to talk, you know, good about
Yeah.
who his grandmother
Mhm.
was.
He was the
But the
best. He was
conversation
perfect. Mhm.
turned around and went straight back to him. And he was very much giving, oh yeah, when I was a kid, my hair used to be long, but then my mama permed it. That's why my hair all the way up here. He was giving, oh, I would have been in the NFL, but then my grandma died. Dude, is this about your grandma or is this about you?
And are you resentful? Because to me, I feel like Martell is resentful of all of the women in his life, which is why he treated Mel the way he did. Any man that dogs a woman out the way Martell dogged Melody out tells me he's been angry at women since he was a child and it's internalized. So to me, you're mad at Marlene and you're mad at your grandmammy. Okay, and now you want to try to blame her for why you didn't make it to the NFL. Nigga, you wasn't good enough. Stop playing with us.
Yeah, that's what it was. I just busted out laughing. Like, I wasn't laughing at the fact that he was saying his grandma died, but I busted out laughing that he used this scene for sympathy. Like, the scene was intended for you to draw a real connection to who your grandmother was since you failed to do that at the event. And then you turned around and made it seem like because your grandma died, that's the reason why you ain't got no builder's license.
Oh, help me.
Oh, Lord. Help him, Lord. Not Columbo Necey. That is hilarious. Necey probably don't even know who Columbo is.
I don't. But I'm assuming it's some type of detective, huh?
Yes, it played by Peter Falk. He's one of my favorite white people. It was a really good show for a long time, like from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s.
Oh, what?
Oh.
The show was around for that long?
Yeah, it was like they would come out and do limited series type movies. Y'all remember back in the day on Sundays, they'd have like those movies that would come on like Channel 4 or Channel 6 and stuff like that. So back in the day, they would do Columbo episodes that was like an actual movie. They'd be like 2 hours and something long. And they did that for like, you know, they do a season of those and then they go away for a little while and they come back. And they did it from I think the 60s all the way, or the 60s or 70s all the way up until like 2010. I think might have been the last episode.
Wow.
It's really good. You will love it because he always is rich people and they think he's stupid, but he figures out the best way to catch him up. So Necey, like, they have it on Peacock, Necey.
I'm gonna have to
You
watch
have
that
Peacock.
thing.
Go check it out on Peacock. It's one of my favorites.
Jami, what you think about Martell and his Uncle Sam?
I feel like Uncle Sam was in the right. He had a right to feel how he wanted to feel, and I just didn't feel like Martell should have been sent up there trying to check his attitude, his uncle's attitude, but never be out here ready to check his own. And I just hate how his mama was up there hyping. She always talking about he a good person and stuff, and how nice he is and all this stuff.
Don't worry about what happened in the past. Don't worry about what you did to your wife.
You sound just like her.
And she was a good woman too, and this and that. Like, girl, let's move to the next scene. It was a filler scene. We didn't need it. Let's keep going.
Every time I see Martell mama, I get triggered just because the expectations that the bar for him is low because it tells me that she's always accepted less than what Martell is giving. And I'm always triggered by that because it's not okay. But outside of Martell's speech, we see Kimmy and Mel sit down. Kimmy says that Mel has PTSD from Martell cheating and that everybody doesn't cheat. The other thing that we learned from this conversation is that Melnika, say that one more time.
I say everybody in their clique do.
Okay. And that's why I
do.
was like, I'm gonna make sure that whatever you said was heard.
Okay.
So outside of that, we learned that Melnika, the assistant, was actually Mel and Martell's wedding planner and then quit 2 weeks before the wedding, called Mel on 3-way with Martell and was like, oh, but you cheating. So here is the question. I told y'all last week that Melnika's character arc, whatever you call it in a book, very much reminds me of the insecure girls that I used to go to school with that was cool with all of the athletes. The athletes would never want to date them, but they would definitely smash them, receive head from them, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. They titty fuck. Yes, Bonnie. That is so specific. That's exactly what they would do. That is, I haven't heard nobody say titty fuck in I don't know how long. But
I tell you no lie. And then they'll do it and then talk bad about them later. Like, oh, I ran her up. Uh-huh.
They do. Or it'd be like, hey, me and whatchamacallit did this with what, like, it's a girl that comes to mind specifically.
Me too. Me too. Down to the news station. And I wanted to tell her, but I felt like she wouldn't have received it. So I was just like, I'm going to just go ahead and let you live, girl.
No. Yeah, it's a girl that comes to mind for me. But anyway, I told y'all last week, regardless of Melnika being married, being grown, being a changed woman now, I feel like that's very much what she was given when she grew up with Martell. And this just confirmed it for me, because if you had always been his friend, why would you give a damn if he had been cheating on Mel with other women 2 weeks before the wedding if you weren't one of those women? To me, it feels like you were okay being one of many. But as soon as you knew that he was going to get married, you felt like your access was gone. You were okay being the little secret. But as soon as you thought he was going to get married, your access was gone, regardless of what he was doing with the other women. So while it's okay for you to share Martell, you feel as though Mel is a woman of character who would not accept that. So you tried to shut the whole show down. If I can't have you, nobody else can. And that's just what I'm getting from
I think she found out about somebody else. I think she was all good with playing that back seats, because she, she may not have really Martell is exhausting. So there are probably some women that want to fuck him and make him a sandwich and send him on to the next bitch. Okay. And she give me that I like him enough that I'll keep fucking him, but I don't really need to be bothered with him all the time. So I don't mind, but she's still territorial. So when she find out they got another woman in a situation, now she mad and she gonna blow up the spot. But when she thought she was the only other chick, then it was all good. I'm telling you, it's something more than that. It's the way she interact with him. It's the way Marceau keep throwing hints. Marceau is messy, and Marceau loves to throw his little hints out there to let you know what's going on, so you can look at that and not look at him. So I paid attention to the comments he made about Melnika.
Did y'all see this comment saying, did y'all notice that they didn't include the scene from the preview last week where Mel told Kimmy she thinks Melnika wants to F Martell? I didn't even know that was a part of the preview.
I didn't see that either.
Me neither. I didn't even know that was it. I don't know. But I feel like Mel doesn't have no PTSD and thinks everybody is cheating. I feel like she asked Kimmy that because Kimmy likes to spend more time. I forgot what the question was. I think she asked her, how do you feel about your man going down there?
She was like, you wasn't worried about Maurice going on a trip with Martell's ass?
Yeah, I feel like Mel asked her that because Kimmy spends more time talking about other people's stuff and what they got going on than what she got going on. You know, so I feel like that's why Mel asked. And it didn't really have to be about thinking that he was going to cheat. But one of the reasons you didn't even invite him to Jalen's party was because of drama. Martell brings drama. So because you feel like Martell does that, then you mean to tell me that you didn't feel no way about your man going to a whole other state with Martell.
100.
So
to go do the same thing they did last time in the exact same place. And to me, say what you want, but you could tell Martell meant to make the women feel like something was going to happen on that trip. He even said, I want to put them in a situation so they're going to have to go and explain it to their wives.
Jami, you hit the nail on the head for me, because I thought it was comical. Like, I just can't get with, I hate to see somebody that is so smart that they can find ways to essentially play themselves. And that's what I feel like Kimmy is doing, because we sat here at the beginning of the season and you told Martell that you didn't want him around because his environments bring drama. And Martell says, I don't put anybody in my environment. That's because they already are in my environment. That was the best thing he said all season. Like, if you think I'm the bad guy, I'm not bringing them there. They live in my environment, okay? And the thing is, if you know that if you believe that Martell is the environment, then you should feel a way about Maurice being in Atlanta. But whenever Mel asks you to call a thing, all of a sudden it's just like, oh no, you have PTSD.
And that's what I don't like. Don't act like I'm fucking crazy. Just say you don't want to talk about it, or lie and say you ain't worried about it. But don't turn around and say, I just think Mel thinks that everybody's cheating. And let me tell you something. As somebody who really don't think everybody's cheating, I feel like at one point or another, it's absolutely a possibility for most people at one point or another. So if you just found out last season that your nigga went on a trip and some linebacker bitch was involved and you ain't know nothing about that, and you told us you wasn't gonna get mad about it because it happened before y'all got married. So now he goes on another trip and you ask him when he comes back that he get his stories together before he came and talked to you, but you're gonna sit and play in Mel's face and tell her she's crazy. That's fucked up, Kimmy. And that's what I feel like that's what makes me mad about Tisha. It's one thing to want to lie and protect your man, or it's even okay to feel like I know what that nigga doing and I ain't worrying about it. That's a whole nother thing. But to tell another woman that she's crazy when she can see that your nigga just like her nigga, that shit is fucked up to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Whenever you deal with people who are smart enough to end up, I'm going to trick myself to believe what I want to believe. Okay. Now, y'all, finally, we see Tisha and Dr. Francis. And I got my whole life. Dr. Francis is the best doctor, psych person I've ever seen on any reality TV show. And he points out.
I remember be having these looks.
the same looks as what we say, and I'm like, okay, good. So we do know what we're talking about. I loved that he held her accountable the entire time, and this goes right in line with somebody being smart enough to trick themselves into believing something. She ends up telling Dr. Francis that, you know, Marceau went on a last minute trip to Africa, and I just told him he has to stop telling me things last minute. And that's when he breaks down to Tisha, last minute thinking is not the same thing as last minute actions, meaning he had to think about this before he did it. And then he goes a level further and says, not only did he just up and do this, like if we want to say he did this last minute, then that means he depends on you to take care of his responsibilities while he's gone. Why can't you go? She sat there and said, well, that's because I have kids and I have a dog. I'm sorry, you're married. Those are his kids. Y'all have kids, but he feels okay leaving his responsibilities on you. And then she plays dumb again at the end and says, well, I guess we'll just see. And he says, no, we won't. Confrontation. Like, no, you're going to have to say something. So Dr. Francis, he needs all the coins because he is really...
He's the only person that I feel should be talking to any of these reality TV people. I don't know who Drew and them talking to, but they need to get with Dr. Francis because he's going to tell it like it is. I really cringed hearing Tisha say the reason why she didn't go was because she had too much stuff to do. And I love that he recognized the fact that there is a bit of codependency or whatever it is. And she says, I don't see that. I don't know how you don't see it. And then I know that you do see it. You lying, because that was the whole conversation that y'all had all throughout season 1, was because you wanted to be more like Mel. You wanted to be able to go out and do stuff, and you wanted Marceau to step up more in the home. So I don't know how you don't see how he depends on you so much. Like I don't understand that. Like, and then it was just like the excuses she was just coming up with. It was like she was throwing stuff out there to like make him feel like, I already got an answer for that. Like, don't worry about it. We already sorted that out. Like, let's not talk about that part. Like, let's get to something else. Like, girl, I can't. Like, you're gonna have to open your mouth and you're gonna have to put your foot down and you're gonna have to say whatever it is that's on your mind and stick to that.
Yeah, when I seen her talking to Dr. Francis, I was just like, that's sad. That's sad.
It is sad. And you know, Marceau not going on this couples retreat or whatever the case is. You know, he might. We'll see for the show, of course.
About it. She was like, she already knew that wasn't gonna fly.
I hate how he has her so wrapped. And it's like nobody's. Well, let me speak for myself. I ain't saying leave your husband, be with him. What I'm saying is you need to have more of a bone, and you know what I'm saying. Check him when necessary.
A side nigga and some self-esteem.
Like not a side one and some
okay.
Oh my.
Bitch, a place to go in an apartment on the side. Okay. A bank account he don't know about and a friend that he really don't know about. I just kind of feel like women like Tisha, the only way to handle men like your husband when you don't want to leave is to play his game. Learn. Think like a man and act like one. Like, I'm sorry, but essentially, to me, men like Marceau only understand their own pain inflicted back on them. They only understand you returning energy. So I would be returning energy. I would have the I don't give a fuck. Oh, you gonna go somewhere with my name on all of the businesses and stuff? Okay. And especially if Tisha has done what I think Tisha has done, which is got evidence that Marceau has done something so that she can make sure she's protected financially, because if anything she cares about is being able to maintain her lifestyle. So Tisha tells me that she's the type of woman to be smart enough to make sure that she's good on the back end. So that's why if you're going to make sure you're good on the back end, you need to go ahead and do what the fuck you want to do and make sure you good and keep it pushing. And next time that nigga decide he wants to go to Africa for a month, you make sure that you take great care of the kids. I wouldn't even complain. And when he comes back home, I would quietly get on a plane and be gone for a good 3 weeks, because I'm not a terrible mother. So I'm not going to be gone from my kids for a whole fucking month like you terrible ass nigga. But a good 3-week vacation somewhere. Oh, I just felt like I needed to go. I was stressed out. It felt like sailing where I wanna be. Like I needed to go. So I needed to go. So I went. And that's what I would do if I was Tisha. Since you're not gonna leave, Tisha, play the game better than him and stop looking sad, because it's pathetic.
Right. I feel like he need her more than she need him. Yep. I think she carries a lot of weight in their business, and she just does a lot at home, like personally and business wise. So I feel like if she steps back and really pay attention to that, she really has a ton of leverage, you know, should she need to pull it out at any point. You know,
she just don't
stop
know
being
it.
A simp.
She just need to up and leave. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
have him shaking in his boots. He didn't even want to babysit the kids when it came to her filming scenes with Mel in the earlier seasons.
Yes, it was terrible. That first season was so bad as far as him not even wanting her to leave the house. Like it was. That's why I'm like, Tisha, Marceau, y'all could try to change us around all y'all want to, but we know who y'all are. We've been here since day one.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't fooling nobody.
Right. All right. Done with them. Time to get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. This episode was pretty entertaining. So there's some major things that we are going to discuss. The first thing we're going to talk about is Sheree, Kandi, and Marlo meeting up at the sauna. And we very much get a support me, bitch scene in my Nene Leakes voice. And Sheree and Marlo, they really just, this is a scheme, okay? This is a scheme that they set up to try to villainize Kandi. Sheree and Marlo say, who wants to go first? Sheree says, I feel like you weren't there for me when it came to Tyrone. Marlo says, you know what I'm going through. I got my nephews. Candy blows up and starts crying, basically saying, I got a whole slew of family depending on me. Like, I ain't trying to hear what y'all are saying. Candy ends up crying. They, instead of coming to a resolution, ends up hugging her because they feel bad because they know they triggered her. And then they leave it at that. I feel a way about that situation, and I talked about it a lot in my video. I too was triggered. I wasn't even mad that Candy was crying because I know what it's like to be like exhausted to the point to where it's like y'all are playing games with me and talking about shit that don't really matter to me and requiring more energy of me, and that's why she was crying. Honestly, I feel like that's why she was crying. And Sheree is gonna have to explain. I got so upset. I just had to say, Sheree's stupid ass. Period. I'm over it. You're going to have to find a way to explain at this reunion why it is that you're co-signing all the wild talking out of the side of her neck, talking out her damn asshole talk that Marlo is doing. Because Marlo is coming straight from Marlo's mouth, but you're sitting there co-signing on everything. So what are you going to do once we get to the reunion? And you're really trying to make it seem like this little bit of a friendship you have with Candy because y'all were casted on the same show for years, like she should be there for you. And Marlo is just trying to villainize. I was just annoyed by the whole situation. I'm pretty much over Marlo. In my video, I said Marlo was working nights, weekends, and holidays to secure a piece because she's doing the most. She's doing way too much.
Nights, weekends, holidays, years.
She is graveyard shift, everything to get to shift manager status of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it's not that deep.
Marlo was the one that irritated me the most. My main thing with Sheree was don't ask for Candy's support if you're going to end up going back to this person. Just to leave it alone, especially if you're gonna go back. Like, did you ask for her support in vain? Then the issue I have is Marlo loved using this argument that she was a foster child. And we understand that was your past, but some part of me does want her to let it go. Like, for the past few years that people have known you, you've been very successful. Of course, we did not get a chance to really see her as a full-time housewife to really know her story. But now that she is, it's like every episode, I just feel like we're hearing about her being a foster child. Like, that's your claim to fame. And I just really want you to just ease back and stop using that to try and gain sympathy from Candy. Like, maybe it's because of how they chopped it up. And I'm just like, how the hell did we even get here anyway? And then for y'all to come down on Candy, it's like, you don't know what this lady got going on. She got all these businesses. She's acting. You don't know who else she got depending on her. She got 2 little young babies at the house. She has so many people that require her time. And y'all sit up here asking her to show up for you. And Marlo, she's tried to show up for your ass. What more do you want from this woman? Do you want a fingernail? Do you want a finger? Like, I'm not understanding what you want from Candy because she's shown up for you so much, but yet your ass is so ungrateful. Like, Marlo is irritating. I'm tired of her.
I want her to get off her knees personally. I want you to get off your knee pads, with your initials inside of them. Take Andy's dick out of your mouth and just take a breath. Take a breath, okay? Because essentially, we've all been here this entire time, Marlo. So we know what you're doing. I honestly feel like she's taking the Nene route. I'm going to use my nephews to help, endear the public to me. Because to be honest, for her to keep saying she doesn't want them to go through what she went through, but to put them on the phone with their mother and make them accountable for her going and getting the help she needs, that in essence is fucked up to me. And then to have that scene where they, she supposedly lost her shit on the phone, don't cry, and then pushes the kid's face into her so that we can't see if they were crying or not, even though to me they didn't even look like they had any type of reaction going on. And now to act like they're being disrespectful and they're acting crazy, they're acting so out of character right now, but then we're not actually seeing it. I always pay attention to when somebody is narrating shit that I'm not seeing. So for me, I just kind of feel like Marlo needs to get the fuck out of my face. And it doesn't matter how much you lay yourself on the floor for Andy to walk on. you are not on the same level as Candy because you have not made yourself as valuable to the network as Candy has made herself valuable to the network. And that's what you don't seem to understand. And that's what makes you stupid. So essentially, you can be as smart and wear all the labels and everything, but to get on this show finally with a peach, with a great storyline, and show us that you are only using your nephews to look good, using your being a foster child to make people feel bad for you, and then going after Kenya and Candy just so you can retain a peach. It's giving thirsty, it's giving dry, it's giving tired, it's giving send her and Sheree back where they came from and get us some new girls. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's tired. Outside of that, y'all, we see Sonya trying to tell her husband that she is done having kids. She said she felt like he wasn't there emotionally for her, physically for her, induced whenever she had their first kid, and she can't bear having a second kid. She said she don't care if it's 10 or 20 people in the house, she just can't do it. But then whenever she ends up talking to her husband, she kind of sugarcoats and skates around it like she's afraid to disappoint him. He lets her know that regardless her tears, he still wants another child. But finally, y'all, we gonna talk about Drop It with Drew, but I want to talk about the conversation that Sonya had regarding this with Drew. So Sonya at the Drop It with Drew event, she has a conversation with Ralph, which for one, bitch, you tried it. I don't even know why she was talking to Ralph if you acted like you barely even knew Drew like that. He shouldn't be close enough to your husband for you to be having conversations about your marriage, but whatever. So when she talks to Drew, Drew tells her, but you have to. That's your duty. And she says it seriously, like you have to have a kid, even though you don't want to. And I wanted to have a discussion with you ladies about it because I don't know, it's just a discussion that women need to have. In my opinion, I feel like it shouldn't be a duty to further put yourself in a hole if you feel like your mental health is not there. If you feel like you're going to be the only person raising the child and that's your body, okay? Speaking of the events of last week, it's your body. You're going to have to bear the physical part of that. And like the thing is, yes, we are made to bear children physically. But on the flip side of that, your union is supposed to be enough for you to raise a household and not stress. And if she feels like she's not getting that, I don't feel like it's her duty to have another child for him. What are y'all's thoughts on Drew saying that that's Sonya's duty? And what's y'all's opinion on it?
I don't know if it's her duty, but I do wonder if that was an understanding as they went into their marriage. If he had an understanding that they were going to have two children and then now you decided to kind of like switch it up. I feel like that's kind of, difficult. I understand her reasonings. I do. I get it. She feels like she does everything alone. But I'm not necessarily hearing him say, well, he's willing to adjust to accommodate her so that this process can go smoothly for her because this is something he wants. He's just pretty much letting her know, if you don't do this, this is probably gonna be a deal breaker for me in so many words. Like I'm probably gonna slide out on you. And the longest she on this show, I feel like he is. But the other thing I was thinking about is, maybe think about your son. If you were to have another one, you can go and get him out the way. That could be close in age, and then you could just be done, and he won't be the only child. You actually have another sibling in this world. You know what I'm saying? Should anything, as they get older. I be thinking about life like when people get older at times, like, they'll be the only person left in the world. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was thinking about, but I do understand like how she feels, but I feel like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. They got to get on one accord. And if not, where do we go from here? Like, I feel like their marriage could potentially be doomed because it don't seem like he's changing his thoughts on that at all. I don't know how to help her on that, but I can't say that it's her duty, but I do feel like it changes a bit when you're actually in a marriage versus girlfriend, boyfriend.
Okay. So for me, I feel like Sonya didn't want the first kid. I don't know if she agreed to it because she thought that she should. But to me, what it feels like is Sonya doesn't really want this, I'm a wife and mother life. Like, no, but I think she's a Jamaican mother. I mean, a Jamaican woman, and she has her family that's always on top of her to be a representation of them. And I think that that is the reason why she had a baby in the first place. I don't think Sonya ever really wanted that type of life for herself. And a second child feels like, what am I going to do with a second child? So for me, I feel like you shouldn't have a child unless you really want one. Children should only be brought into this world when, to me, when the mother really wants them. Because a lot of the beginning of the child's whole energy is created in the womb. And if somebody is pregnant and doesn't want to be pregnant and they're doing it as a sacrifice for a man that's never home anyway, they're going to resent that child. And that child is going to feel that they weren't really wanted. I feel like I've seen it before where people did not want that last child and had that last child anyway. And that last child grew up feeling that they were not wanted.
That is so
For
true.
me, yeah, it is. And I feel like it makes me mad at Ross because it's like, why do you want another child? You're not even home for the one you have. So what do you want another child for exactly? Is it so that you can prove your dick is working because you can procreate and make more than one child because you're not physically there for it? And that's what pisses me off. Don't want a child for the image. Want a child so you can be there for the day-to-day to experience what it really is to be a parent. Not just so you can be a father who can walk in at the last moment and take credit for what the mother has been doing this entire time while your ass was traveling and being able to do what you wanted to do because you were the man, as long as you were saying it was for your family. Like, that's what y'all niggas always do. So for me, I feel like for her to sit there in this very like docile manner to ask for permission not to have another baby, it just made me feel sad for Sonya. It made me feel like Sonya is needing in some other manner, which is why she's so thirsty for this limelight, for this reality TV show shit. Like, she's thirsty for something, and that's not like in a way to make her sound, like she, because she is accomplished. But I do feel like when women want something so badly outside of the life they're creating for themselves, it's given the Shamari effect. It's given, I'm not exactly happy with my life. And so I'm going to try to find all these other things to fill it. At first, I thought a baby might fill it. And I realized, nope, that's not it at all. I thought running track would fill it. And now I can't really do that anymore. And now I think all these business ventures and being on a reality show and fame will fill it. But ultimately, is it that you might just not want the life you're leading, but feel like you can't really live that life because of how close you are to your family and what they feel like your life should look like? I feel like Sonya connected to Candy for more reason than one, and I'll leave it at that.
Because I was gonna ask, so where you going with this? Is you saying what I think you were saying?
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I've been watching Sonya for a long time, and I really hate to say that about people because they always think that I'm just trying to say that because I like women. I want everybody to be gay. But I really do feel like there are more women that are sexually fluid than would like to admit it. There are a lot of women that feel like that is not something they can do, just like Black men feel like being gay is not something that they can do. So they will feel that way and never really like try it out. But they have those feelings. And so for me, I do feel like, I feel like Sonya may be one of those women that secretly is gay or wants to be in relationship or have sexual experiences with women, and it's an itch she can't exactly scratch, because she don't want that baby, and I don't think she wanted the first one. So
it's a why is that like a black?
Okay, look, let me tell you, she touched Kenya's ass when they hugged. I don't think it was intentional. But I pay attention to body language, and I also pay attention to what I like to call the Aaliyah effect. When I was growing up, a lot of the gay girls would, even if they were gay, they felt like they couldn't be exactly masculine, so they would adopt the Aaliyah effect. The Aaliyah effect is to have you a long, straight roller wrap, to be very in shape, muscular around the arms and abs and shit, but have this energy feminine / masculine, so you can kind of shift back and forth in between. And Sonya is that type of woman and also grew up in that era. So for me, I'm just saying, if Candy ever wants to invite me to a party that requires an NDA and Sonya is there, then I would please like an invitation. You rewinded twice and she sure did. I know she did. I saw when she touched Kenya's ass, because I was just like, because it's not just that she touched it. You can accidentally touch somebody's ass. But it was the walk away and then my head turned back slightly that happened, that I was like, oh, I understand.
We would have found out if she was on the last season at that damn bachelorette party at the bolo thing. We would have found out then. But lastly, y'all, let's talk about well, Candy had an intruder, but I don't want to spend too much time there. I want to talk about Kenya and Marlo getting into an argument about Kenya repeating what Marlo said about Candy, trying to villainize her, and really more so about Marlo trying to villainize everybody this whole season. Whenever Candy, too many K's, shit. Whenever Kenya put her hand in Marlo's face like this, it reminded me of whenever she had that scepter and was waving it at Portia, and Portia dragged her ass. And I was glad Portia dragged her back then. But this episode, I low-key wouldn't have been mad if Kenya just had mushed Marlo in the face. Just mush her in the face. It's just so much negative energy that Marlo carries. And one thing that I can respect about Kenya was whenever Marlo mentioned, well, somebody had to tell Candy, Kenya said it was me. She stood on it. She said it with her chest. And that's what I love.
It wasn't just that. It was also when she threw Mark in her first, she was like, I sure did. I was like, come on, Kenya.
And she's like, and I have a beautiful child from him. And I do. And what do you have?
Okay, where's your man, Marlo?
Where's your man? Come on, Kenya. Kenya was ready.
I was here for her.
Get out of my face.
Okay, get out of my face, because I beat your ass. I was like, oh no, not Detroit. Don't let the Detroit come out. Okay, put it back. Yeah, no, I was here for it.
And Marlo was doing a lot. I feel like Marlo walked up and invaded Kenya's space.
When she was doing
in her space,
she was like talking loud and walking closer to her. I was like, yeah, no, you're doing too much.
So that made sense when Kenya, you know what I'm saying, put her hand, versus like how she was messing with, Portia with the scepter. But Marlo was just on another level, and then she was just trying to make it seem like Kenya started this. And it's like, girl, Kenya was minding her business. You asked her a question, she answered, you got mad. What you really got mad at, girl, let's talk about it. You really got mad at the fact that she told you that Candy don't fuck with you. Guess what you got mad at? Because you, for some reason, I'm gonna keep saying it until you stop. You keep thinking, because you are technically a old head kind of friend of the show, that you're on the same level as them, and you're not. And to hear that Candy is not effing with you like that is such a problem for you. And then she had the audacity to say, I've known Candy longer than anybody, so I think that we should be closer. But do you know that you spent majority of your time on this show running behind Nene, a person that would love to be back on this show that's not? So, and Candy has tried to help you and tried to be there for you, try to be a friend to you, show you support, but you don't do the same in return. So, what do you want? What do you want from this woman?
And we keep forgetting the fact that she got your raggedy ass a show, and you fucked that up too. So it's kind of like, at this point, I don't want to hear nothing from y'all about what Candy needs to be doing for y'all. What can y'all do for Candy, bitch? What can y'all do for her?
Good question. What can you do? Not what can your city do for you? What can you do for your city?
Okay. What can you do? Because at this point, it's just like, we see that you're just trying to pick fights. Like, we see the strategy. We see, let's come on and make it so we can get a new season by going after Kenya and Candy, because they're the two OGs and the most solidified people. So let's go after them so we can make sure that we solidify our seat next season. The only problem is Sheree is boring and does what she always does, which is fall into her follower ass category
every time.
person like she did last time. She's a fucking follower, and that's what it is. And then you got Marlo that can't read, that's gutter, that can't share enough of her life because it wasn't legal, and that is disingenuous and uses very like deep-seated things like being a foster child and having her nephews in her life will use something like that in order to invoke sympathy out of other people. All of that shit is manipulation. She can go ahead with that.
Oh,
You
God.
right on the because it's not legal part. Absolutely right. Thank you, Keisha, for the super chat. Marlo is superficial, fake, tired, and she's making me tired. Can they do a mid-season trade like the NBA? Girl, I wish. I wish. All right, y'all.
I'm falling down the stairs of life. Shout out to Alexander, right? That what Alex said?
Falling
down the stairs of life.
Struggling. All right, y'all. It is time to finally get into some gossip. All right, y'all. Let's talk about this clip.
You know, like
Let
packing
me
his
restart
bag,
it.
unpacking his bag.
Let me restart that. I'm laughing already. Hold on.
What does a submissive woman do for her man?
Everything.
What does that mean?
You know, like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just making sure all the things that he wants. And like I pretty much read his mind. So it's like if I know you and I study you, like I know how you are in the morning, I know how you are about midday, I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. And you know, when I talk to my girlfriends about it, I was like, oh, how you guys doing? And I'm just like, girl, he's rotten. I'm like, he's spoiled rotten. Like he's rotten. But I love that. Like I want him to be there. I think my biggest flex is how I treat my man. And I've been known to love people back to health. And sometimes it's very draining, but my love is my superpower. And I used to hate that about myself. But now it's like, I'm just embracing it. Like that's who I am. Like if I love you, I can heal you.
What does a submissive woman?
It is my joy. You know, I love to see him eating the meal that I cooked. I love seeing him sleep easy. Every night, like clockwork, I scratch this man's back to sleep. And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes. And some people might think that's psychotic, but that's like, I just know that's when I'm like, oh, I can stop now. But I find joy in being your rest, you know? So know what that means. And that works for us because he wants what I have to offer.
What are you getting from all that you're giving? What are you asking for in return?
Y'all. Oh, wait. Did she answer that? Hold on.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
It is my joy. You know, I love to see him know that dance. You better know that 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, dishes clean. 2, laundry. 3,
No, ma'am.
Whatever. Like whatever that is to you, own what that is. I can only say what it is to me. But if you have a long day and you fight in the world, you would never come back and fight me. You would never come back and walk into a space that is not welcoming you.
Do you think that this is controversial in some capacity?
Absolutely. To some, it could be enabling. You know, when someone told me one time, they're like, you're enabling him. And I told him how that made me feel. And he was like, of course they're going to say that. They don't have nobody doing that for them.
How did it make you feel?
It made me feel like maybe I am. But at the same time, that's my love. So if you don't understand it, you know, I'm not loving on you for you to get it. That's how I love. And whoever I love is gonna know that dance. You better know that 5.
Is the goal to acknowledge that you're one way or the other? Because in me acknowledging I'm very dominant, I know where I have to soften up. And in you acknowledging where you're submissive, you know where you have to get more assertive and aggressive. So is the joyful place for everyone to get to the middle?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I want to get to the middle. I think that, and this goes to me studying my person. I have A+ in his studies because I just know him, you know. And then it's
Does
like,
he have an A+ in you?
All right.
So
Don't even know. Help me.
I think I make it easy for a man to be with me because they don't have to do much. You know what I mean? So it's like, Yeah, you know what? Yeah, he does. He does because is the
Okay. You know what? I think Shan asked all the questions to pull out the mirror like Dr. Francis did. Look at yourself. She said, does he have an A+ in you? She said, immediately didn't know.
And that's Cam
then
Newton's girlfriend. We want y'all to know that's Cam Newton's girlfriend. She's also a comedian on social media. Go ahead, Necey.
Then she said, well, actually, yes. I make it easy to be with me because I don't require much.
That's a mistake. I'm gonna just go ahead and start. That's a mistake.
Go ahead.
That's a fucking mistake. Honestly, being a fan of hers and following her and knowing her alternate personality that she does and how funny she can be, and noticing that she has not been creating as much content, and now seeing that this is the reason why, I am extremely saddened by this. It's all like, to me, I feel like I see all over the place the most amazing, powerful, talented women choosing to diminish themselves for some raggedy ass nigga's dick. It is
For the
the
sake of
most.
saying you have one.
Say that again.
For the sake of saying that you have one.
Yes, and I'm deeply saddened by it because I'm a fan of hers. So to hear her talking in this way after so many years of grinding to create her platform, to hear her tell me that what makes her most happy is to cater to an ain't shit nigga. Oh my God, girl.
It sounds like she'd be better off just having a kid.
Wait a minute,
You
that
have a
man got
baby.
5 of them though. That's what I'm looking at.
I'm just sad she felt the need to say that out loud because,
Children.
and let me be clear, and I said this earlier on my live on Instagram, let me be clear, as a woman, I totally understand what she means about anticipating needs. I am naturally that type of person, and I realized that recently I'm that type of person because I had an abusive parent. And when you have an abusive parent, you have to anticipate their mood swings so that you don't have to catch the brunt of whatever they may be on. So you start to know the energy, you start to know the facial features and the mood, like whatever my dad would do before he was about to get upset. By the time the grandkids came along, I could feel when he was about to lose his shit at least 10 minutes before he did. That's how in tune I was to his emotions because of how I had to constantly be on eggshells because he could be in a bad mood or a good mood. So because of that, as an adult and going into relationships with people, when they showed me the least amount of love, I would glue into them and what they needed in such a way that I would forget myself. I would forget what I needed. I would forget how I felt. And I did that even with a person that was deserving of that type of affection. My husband is deserving of that type of affection. He's not a Cam Newton. He don't have a whole bunch of kids. He's not a cheater. He's not disrespectful. He's not a bum. So essentially, if you with somebody that actually is deserving of that and you realize you still doing too much, because any man is going to take advantage of you doing everything for him and you requiring nothing. Any man is going to take advantage of that. They're going to take it and run with it. So to me, being as powerful as I am, being a resource and all of that shit, you can still be depleted and be left feeling empty and lost when you put that much effort into what your man needs and wants and anticipating and all of that shit. So what she's talking about, I understand it, but it's not something you can do for everybody. And you need to have the discipline as a woman to know when to pull back on it. And she don't sound like she's in that place, which is why she should not have been disseminating her abuse victim rhetoric to everybody, because that's what it sounds like. And I'm sad. I'm sad.
I think it's interesting that she knew, she said, you better know that dance, 1, 2, this, or she knew him like a book. But whenever Shan asked her the first question about herself, she didn't know how to answer it. She hesitated. She's not requiring anything.
Does she not? I think she's gonna actually end up getting burnt out, in my opinion. I feel like people that give and give and give so much of themselves, they just reach a breaking point at some point. She just don't, like she said, she make it easy for a person to love her because she don't require a lot.
because she's so busy paying attention to his needs and making sure that she fits into his lifestyle that she's not making sure that it's the same on his end. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. If that's how she loves, she right. Everybody loves in different ways. If that's what she wants to do, then, you know, do your thing. I just hope that this interview ages well. This podcast. I hope over time. But she gonna get burnt out. It's really sad though, especially when I hear who her dude is. And I don't know a whole lot about Cam. I have heard that he's a cheater child and he got 5 kids. Like,
I heard him say terrible things on these internets recently, to the point that I'm like, girl, you actually belong to this? Like, you go with this nigga? Like, some of the things he said recently online about women, and like, it's very much a Kevin Samuels like frame of mind as it pertains to certain things about women and what, you know, what you want from them and if they have an education and all of this. So that would explain why somebody that has worked so hard to accomplish a platform as a comedian and an actress would now all of a sudden be sitting on another woman's fucking podcast telling us about how she can't wait to wash this nigga's drawers and cook this nigga's food. Girl, if you think that's something new, it's not. It's not. They've all done it. Like, all of the bitches have done it, girl. You ain't doing nothing new.
I just hope that she doesn't get lost in his world, though. She's gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Still like her, don't like her any less, you know, based on her decision to love. But I just hope she doesn't get lost, because I just feel like she's a super talented person. And if you're paying attention to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s of a man, are you paying attention to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s for yourself? Are you tuned in with you and the things that you need, or do you feel like you were only sent here to cater and provide to his every need? Because I feel like over time that creates resentment, especially if this podcast does not age well. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody has manipulated her. You know, I kind of feel like there may be a chance where even if she does get tired or burnt out, she won't admit it, because somebody has brainwashed her into believing that this self-neglect is a superpower, that you can heal people and that it's your duty to do that. And it's very much old age thinking. And I think some women think it's cute to be the alternate thought and be like, I'm going to love my man, I'm going to do that, because they feel like today women are kind of like, fuck these niggas, get money, right? But that's not what people are saying. I feel like there's a fine line between like submission for people who deserve it and also self-neglect. And that's what we all are pretty much saying. She's neglecting herself. You should feel comfortable caring for your partner in that way. But at the end of the day, you should expect something in return. Maybe your love language is not scratching your back until you go to bed, but there are certain things that you're going to need. And if you don't know who you are, then it's no way that you're going to be satisfied just giving to somebody else.
And it's crazy to me because I've been that girl where I did the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. That ain't get me a mother thing. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. Okay.
Get you everything.
Especially, you know,
get you
like
everything.
It cheated on. Hello is what it got. You know what I'm saying? It ain't get you nothing but allowing him to know exactly where you are and that you're in place when he needs you to be in place. You know what I'm saying? It made it easier for him to navigate how he wants to. So he is kind of paying attention to you. When the question was, do you think he get you an A+? Like, yeah, he paying attention. He's seeing how you move, and he gonna keep doing what he want to do. But I want to say this too: listening to her talk makes me, I don't know why, it just makes me think about because Necey said something. It makes me think about Lala Anthony. I don't know if y'all remember years ago, Lala did either on her reality show or on a podcast. She said if her man ever cheated, she would never stay. And she stayed for many years and just acted like nothing was ever happening because I guess she didn't want to believe that or whatever. And then yet here we are. It made me think of that when Necey was like, she strikes me as the person that would just act like nothing ever happened or whatever the case may be. But
Yeah, well, two L's. This is the comment right here. It says, thank you for the super chat. But it says the folks need to understand the difference between being submissive versus being subservient. Jazzy is very much subservient and trying to appease Cam. Facts. That's exactly what I was getting to directionally whenever I said submissive. But y'all, the last thing I want to talk about, because I know we are almost at time, the last thing we have to talk about is this versus battle right here. Omarion versus Mario.
Mario.
Y'all, I was pleasantly surprised. When the battle first started, I was like, what is Mario gonna sing? Like, I couldn't think of all his songs off top. And then he just so elegantly ate Omarion up on that stage. Now Omarion was my mic I can't hear myself. You wasn't hitting notes anyways. You was singing from your nose. And that unbotheredness very much turned into bothered. And I found myself very much attracted to Mario at the end of this. Like, oh my God, she really ate him alive like that? Singing, hitting those notes. So for the first part, or I guess I should say the second part, the lesser eventful part of the verses, what did y'all think about Omarion versus Mario?
I loved it. Loved it. I knew. Some told me Mario just don't got the vocals like that. Some told me Mario was going to eat him. And he literally ate the hell out of him. And when I tell y'all, I love that verses so much. I have literally watched it like every day. Like I was watching it before we even came on here, but I'm only really watching, like last night I watched the whole Omarion and Mario verses all over again. But like today, before we hopped on, I'm watching specifically Mario parts. Like when he said, I've been playing Crying Out for Me. You know what I'm saying? It's just how he was hitting his nose. It was like this little head, like just seeing his body movements. It just made him that much more sexy, like moving his head and stuff. I loved it. A lot of people didn't like this. I loved it. I love when he punked the hell out of Omarion and walked up on him and said, who said it was over? It's not over till I say it's over, nigga. And then he dropped the beat and played You Should Let Me Love You. I think that's what it was. I said, oh, go crazy, baby. Show them vocals. I loved it. And I was just so happy for him because Mario has been working. And a lot of people don't know that he's still been out here putting out music, still been out here working, and he really deserved this moment. And I'm like, yo, when I tell you concerts is going up for him, when I tell you people gonna be trying to work with Mario, like he did what needed to be done. Like I'm just so proud of him, and I'm like, we need to get him on something else. I want to see him perform. Like I've been searching, trying to find other live shows. I can't find them, so I have to go back to, you know, the verses. But I'm just proud. He did great. And Omarion, this fucking you don't have to do all of that extra. I was like, why are you on the floor? When it's all done, when it's all, I was like, I was so upset with him. I was so fucking mad. And then he kept performing these songs that nobody knew. And by the time he finally sung What the Hell We Knew, we all ready to go to hell to sleep. So I was just, girl, he got 8. He got 8, period. He should have had B2K. Call it a day. That's it.
Yeah, it was really sad. I was rooting for Omarion. Y'all know Sex Playlist is one of my favorite CDs of all time to fuck to. Among us, you know, amongst other things. Like I'm just saying, from beginning to end, Sex Playlist is a bop. So I was expecting better from Omarion. And when I went back and watched it the second time, I felt like the first half of their show, he wasn't that bad as far as vocals, but he was doing way too much with the gimmicks, the watermelon, your brother, you're laying on the floor, my abs, like, you know, 50 million dancers. Like it's a versus, nigga. Calm down. Like you needed to, it to me, this is what it exposed. It exposed that you fake as fuck. I already knew you was fake when you did the Kevin Samuels thing.
That book.
Yeah, it was the book and the Kevin Samuels thing. That's when I was like, lame, and your fucking ass is defending Kevin Samuels. Now you're letting us know that you ain't shit. So that's how I figured out he wasn't shit. And I was like, yeah, you still that nigga that we knew from Love and Hip Hop. Just because you handled that situation with April and Lil Fizzle Pop in such a gracious way, that made you look good. But see, you care too much about what everybody gotta say. You were more ego than you should have been for this show. And that's why you got ate up by Mario. To me, I was kind of like, nigga, you really been sitting on Instagram every fucking day with your shiny abs in the sunlight, acting like you doing breathing exercises, and your vocals was terrible for the second half of that show. he wasn't as off key as Ray J and all of them. Like that first half of the show, Omarion wasn't like off key, but he was straining at certain moments, and you could tell when he laid on the floor, his vocals went back into his mouth, which you could tell that meant he wasn't like vocally prepared for this show. So I just kind of feel like
never prepared.
You played, yeah, he played himself. He played himself. You look stupid. You shouldn't have brought that watermelon out there. Your brother can't sing. What the fuck he doing here? You lame. And Mario ate your ass up. Even though I feel like you have a better catalog, you didn't showcase that during this show.
I ain't gonna agree to the better catalog, but he could have definitely did better. I felt like the songs, Omarion songs that I did not know, did not interest me to want to find out. But when I saw Mario sing some songs, I'm like, what song is that? It made me want to go like that. I Choose You. I honestly never heard that before. I had to go download it.
I just wanted to have sex with him. That's all it
It was the overall swag. Like
it was giving sex. It was all giving sex. And then
I saw him at the
y'all saw what I sent y'all in the DM.
Girl, I watched that video. Okay, Ray J. So
wish I had a fancy car. And my baby's born. Till my baby's born. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a mess. So I saw a tweet that summarized all this. I had to show this picture to y'all of Ray J holding the kid, just because I'm like, did you really think you was Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Celine Dion when they bring their kids on the stage and you want your kid to see, oh, look at mommy. Mommy's the best singer in the world, and you bring your lit ass up here not singing nothing. Just continue making the Ray J headphones and the Scooty bikes. So this tweet summarizes it. It says, woke up this morning realizing 1, Jeremiah is absolute trash. 2, Omarion is a dancer, not a singer. 3, Ray J is a great businessman, nothing else. 4, Mario is more talented than them all, and no lie, was way more hood than I expected. That was it for me.
Yeah, I agree with all of
that.
That
Sums it up.
Ray J's hilarious. I'm tired of him though. Like I'm tired of Ray J because Ray J, y'all, Ray J's problematic. All I feel like is Ray J shows up with the drugs. That's all I feel.
Yeah, they was all lit off of something.
Ooh, Sammy was definitely giving
annoying as hell.
Flying high in a friendless sky without.
Really? I didn't notice that.
Some was on.
It's a very like aggressive, moving around a lot, got a lot to say, high energy, like
overconfident. I sing your songs better than you. I sing better than you. He's irritating. He's getting them on nerves now.
Everybody can sing Ray J songs.
They all were. Everybody on that stage was.
One wish, one wish, one wish.
One wish, one wish, one wish. They stupid. I love that so much.
Hilarious.
It was a good verses, man.
It was good.
It was long as the. It was so long.
I was watching all of that in one sitting.
Now that I think about it, I kind of blame the DJ just a little bit. Well, how long? Because then the DJ go for a very long time, and then Omarion. The pre-show came out.
I blame Omarion.
We could do that too.
I think Omarion was late because when it came out, Mario was like, I want to apologize to y'all for the wait. And Omarion was like, yeah, whatever, nigga. Let's just get to the show, which made me feel like he was the one that was probably late.
It was hilarious how he kept trying to get Pleasure P off that damn stage. And Pleasure P was refusing. He kept singing song after song after song. You could tell they was missing something in their lives, but
they were.
Show. He looked like a prison. He got out of prison. Pleasure P.
Ooh, no prison.
Girl, he was
the body.
Yeah, prison push-ups and shit. Like, yeah, it was real like.
Were you kind of husky?
Yeah, muscle and bread. All I'm eating is bread, but I'm building muscle because all I do is push-ups. Yep.
Oh wow.
Well, y'all, that's all we have for tonight's show. I hope y'all enjoyed the conversation. As always, y'all be sure to follow us at OohLadiesFirst on both Instagram and Twitter. Follow Bondy at Bondy Blue. Jami ThatsMe, me, Necey Dixon. And y'all don't forget, at the beginning of this live, we asked y'all a question. If we were to do a live show, some type of experience, where would y'all want it to be at? So if y'all haven't voted in the poll, y'all be sure to vote in the poll on this video and look out on our Instagram stories for the coming days so y'all can vote there as well. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, all that, and we will see y'all in the next one. Bye.